I'm gonna get in there. I'm just gonna adjust capture age, and then we should be good to go.
Perfect. I got it on myself, and we can just fast forward over here. This is a nomad start for the first game, so we're not missing much at all. All right.
All right. And what is the map, and what's the theme? I have not seen this one, Nova. Oh my God, what do we have, like desert nomads? The Berbers are coming to play, even though the Berbers aren't a civ here. Like, what's going on?
Oh man, this is a great one. And this map we actually saw before, but for World Desert Championship from back in, I think it was 2020 as well. So, the way this works is we have a desert. This is what, you know, most people outside Age of Empires would probably think of when you say Arabia. However, you see that there's no wood anywhere. Instead, we have piles of lumber, and each pile is going to have 100,000 wood, so it's a lot of wood that if you can, you know, you can protect the area, it's going to get you going through the game. But if you lose access to, or you don't have enough protection for, then it can be super rough.
Dude, what? That's so different from so many maps. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
We can see, like, even with the starting spots, like it started with 2 1v1s basically. You've got Licks over here against Bad Boy at the top, and then at the bottom you have ACCM against Yo. This is kind of nuts, man. But I see what you mean about controlling the wood, right? Also, the fact that you can push in a ibex with a caravan is is something else. Why not just eat the oxen at that point? Like, come on.
Well, that's a fair point. But yeah, it's pretty good. Now, the fact that the players are in sort of 2 1v1s over here as opposed to more standard 2v2 is just because of this generation. Usually they are going to be a little bit closer together as a team, or not necessarily. They're going to be much closer to their enemies than their allies. That just happened to be the case this time around.
So I see them chopping the wood. It's turned into bamboo, which doesn't really fit with the whole desert terrain here. But also, what is going on with these encampments here? What is happening? It's just a risk. If you go out there, you're gonna get hit. You just kill that to get the relic, or is there any other properties?
You just kill that to get the relics. So we have over here 8 relics around the map.
Okay. What I also see here is that we have a mirror matchup. Khmer and Ethiopians for both teams. What's so special about these two civs here?
Well, Ethiopians are always a fantastic archer civilization for these 2v2s, but Khmer specifically can be super handy because of the ability to garrison villages inside houses. And because the map is so open, it's very unlikely you're going to be able to actually wall yourself in. It's going to provide a lot of utility for sure.
And I guess... God damn it, dude. I can't get over this woodline situation here. It's so ridiculous. It really is. How many woodlines does each player have? You got 1, 2, 3 basically for each player, and then you have like a couple. Oh, okay. There's a couple around here as well. How many on the map? Actually, is probably good.
Yeah, I can actually
49.
take a look at that.
49.
Sure. Yes.
Says that's what it says to me anyway. And there's no 55. There's 5.5 million wood here, folks. So I don't think they're gonna run out anytime soon.
They won't. They won't. Yeah, that's for sure.
Absolutely ridiculous.
And the thing
is, there like fish or something in the middle? I see the birds running around, but I guess there's no fish, right?
I believe in the first iteration of the map, there used to be fish over there, but it ultimately got removed. So now it's not. It's just going to be a depression. You probably don't want to go. Like, you can go, like, depending on the generation and depending on where you get your TC, it might be faster for you to get to your enemy through the center, but it's also a little bit risky because of the elevation. But besides that, it doesn't really change too much more.
So you can't dock there?
I don't think so, no.
Okay. It might be important if this game goes super long, you know? That would be really nice to control that area. Anyway, we've got all the players going up to Feudal Age here. We got Licks on the way after Yo. Yo is up first with the Khmer, and Bad Boy is up first with the Ethiopians on the other side. So Bad Boy is going up with 18 population. We're not going to count that camel because it's not a contributing member of his society. And he's got the double lumber camp set up on that wood line. You absolutely love to see it.
Just out of curiosity, do you see the pause as well?
Yes, I do.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, Will, this is one of the more unique maps from the tournament. It's not original for Terra Nova Duos, but it's one of the most unique ones for sure. However, there are, there are 4 bans for... I'm not really sure if you know how the drafting system works for the playoffs.
I can guess. The 4 bans for the lower seeded team, and then the other team picks 3, and then they get the remaining 2, or...
Yeah, something like that. So
looks like. Okay.
Team A begins with 1 home map, then 2 home maps for B, 1 for A. Then B bans 4 maps from the remaining region because they cannot select maps from the same region. Right, so we have 4 home maps from 4 different regions. The region that's left is going to have Team B ban 4, and Team A is going to pick which one's going to be used for game number 1 from the remaining 3.
Yeah. All right, so Yo had signaled, no, Lix had signaled the wood line and the gold from Bad Boy to Yo, and that was right around the time that Yo got up to the feudal age. So I think maybe Yo and Lix are thinking of doubling Bad Boy, the archer player here, and then simply defending against the scouts from ACCM. Bad Boy is a little bit quicker to the next stage than Lix is, and he's going to have that archer range up faster. He's going for a second archer range right away. Wow, like, goes up 18 population, and then you go double archery range at 22 pop. It's kind of ridiculous, man.
Exactly.
That's super quick.
And that's one of the perks for Ethiopians, the extra resources you get. You probably won't be able to get away with something like this with many other civs. So it's pretty good. However, also notice, we have the scouts already on the left-hand side for Mr. Yo. So he's trying to target the ACCM. He's not going straight against Bad Boy. Oh man, that's not an engagement.
That's bad. Oh. No, it was an engagement. Like, I think it was an engagement. It just wasn't a good one.
Yeah.
That's for sure. What are you doing fighting under the TC like that, Yo? Oh my goodness. Especially in such an open map, you can get punished for falling behind in army numbers, right?
Yeah, precisely. Also, usually players would want to get the TCs up at the very beginning right next to a lumber camp, but over here I'm noticing that Mr. Yo is very far away from one. Lix is very far away from one. At the very least he's defending some goal, right? But then Bad Boy's TC is not really defending much of anything, and that's going to be the case also for ACCMs, and not the best TC locations over here for almost anyone besides Bad Boy.
Well, it's probably just more consistent to drop the TC right away. Yo is not garrisoning these vills in the houses. He just lost a vill on the wood line. Yo, this might be... I've seen this before from Yo, Nova. He might need a couple games to really get into it. I've seen him heat up, If you've watched enough Mr. Yo, takes him a few games to really get rolling. He's now signaling ACCM's base.
Let's see.
So maybe Lix has some time.
Well, now ACCM gets pushed away from here. Mr. Yo does not really want to take a few games to warm up over here against Perfect Couple specifically. Bad Boy and ACCM, they have done so well. They already get ahead in games 1 and 2, so to say. I think it's going to be pretty hard for Rival Pass to come back with a reverse sweep.
It's WWP. It's the best team game, or team 2v2 team in the world, in the universe. So I think they can make it happen, and they already killed a villager from ACCM. So they came in on the farms there, Lix and Yo. They took a villager, and we can go to the Eco Katie, and we see that there's 1 loss for Yo and 1 loss for ACCM, and that's it. As ACCM goes for a tower now on that wood line. Let's look at the military count right now. It's remarkably even.
Yeah.
Remarkably even between these two teams. 17 to 18.
As is population as well. The working count's a little bit higher for Perfect Couple right now, despite the Eco KD being the same. And if you take a look, it's probably going to be due to the idle TC time, especially the Lix is hurting quite a bit.
ACCM kind of wandering around, looking for some damage. The armor on the way from Yo. So that's the first upgrade of the game for the cavalry coming in. It's going to be armor. He hasn't chosen to go for the bloodlines, hasn't gone out to gold yet. And I have to say, Nova, these are the cleanest Khmer farms I've ever seen in my life. Because he just wants them near the TC. Usually, you see just a patchwork of garbage all over someone's base when they're Khmer, but these ones be looking pretty fresh, man.
Yeah, for sure. Just a side effect of the map being as open as it is, even if you can't get away with the farms far away, you still want to protect with the TC.
And now armor coming in from ACCM, but Yo already has it. Yo is going for forging. He also has a scout advantage over ACCM. And Lix is even over here with some archers and some spearmen. And we haven't even looked really at Lix's base or Bad Boy's base. I'm wondering if they've just been trading off units as Bad Boy comes over to Mr. Yo's woodline. And Yo with the armor should be able to deal with this if Lix comes and helps him.
Yeah, good job over there. The thing with the scouts also is the mobility makes it very hard for you to get forced into an engagement you don't want to take, so we have numbers over here for ACCM for sure, but oh man, the scouts were out of position over there, and Mr. Yo manages to get a bunch of archers down over there. Now they are getting a little bit of a lead with the defender's advantage. They end up pushing perfect couple away.
Yep. And I think Bad Boy makes a little bit of a mistake there, not having some spearmen with his archers, but he did snipe the spearmen from Lix now. As Yo dives in, Lix has a lot of archers behind this, and Bad Boy was stuck chasing him. Lix has been microing down the scouts on his way back. Yo goes out for that gold at the worst possible time, right as the army comes in, and Yo is down on scout numbers. He was fighting 1v2 for a while. He lost a lot of HP, and ACCM had full HP scouts, and he managed to push that back. Yo's going to be fine as long as Lix doesn't lose all his archers here, but he's kicked off the gold.
Yeah, and ACCM timed the upgrades perfectly. He went for bloodlines and he engaged just as he got it, so he completely outlasted Mr. Yo as well.
All right. Castle Age on the way from Bad Boy. Castle Age on the way from Lix as well. Can you trade with these caravans?
No. I don't think so, no.
What a shame.
Oh man.
My god, ACCM's
He's
going
diving.
in, bro.
Oh boy.
That's a bad idea, though.
Yeah.
What?
Well,
dude.
That was overconfidence if I've ever seen it.
Yeah, that was just a hold my beer moment. He's like, Bad Boy, hold my beer. I'm going in. And he lost a lot. He lost a lot there.
He's got more scouts coming over. He does take the... What is it called, once again? This thing? The caravan, the animal? Well, he takes it down anyway.
Yeah, well, that's just taking up pop space at this point, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Ooh, scouts coming in on Lix's woodline, and those scouts have armor. They can sit under that tower for a while. And look at that. Step Bro, help! She's stuck.
Oh boy, he's not paying attention. He could get more villagers here.
Yep.
Ah.
But the archers are back. I think he's gonna get maybe one more. No, he doesn't even get one more.
That was so close. Yeah. Well, still, you
know.
Oh,
look, poor Yo, dude. Poor Yo. He went from that forward gold back to the other gold. He's like, surely this one will be safe. And then the enemy army shows up there anyway. That's absolutely tragic.
Well, it's starting to look very one-sided for Perfect Couple with both players about to be in the Castle Age. We're just waiting for ACCM. That means we're gonna get Knights coming over. That's another villager going down for Mr. Yo. And now with crosses over here for Bad Boy as well. It's super rough. Take a look at resources from Mr. Yo, and what do you see there?
Yeah, I see nothing. And he's gonna have to keep making scouts if he wants to be part of this. Lix is gonna have to send all the army to Yo's base to help defend him. And on a map that is as open as this, to fall behind with one player in the Feudal Age and both players from the other team in the Castle Age is just a death sentence, honestly. Especially when the Khmer player can start making knights and flood them in.
You know, here's just an idea. I don't know what you think about it. Mini Al Samim. Same footprint.
I'm sorry, what?
Same footprint as Socotra, but with Al Samim's generation. What do you think?
Oh, this map is called Al Samim. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were just speaking a different language. So you're saying mini? You want like a mini version of this, like a 1v1 version?
Yeah. Like with a Socotra kind of footprint.
Yeah, I could say, oh dude, this map would be so clowny if you did it 1v1 on like a tiny little area.
Yeah.
It would be so clowny because there's only so many wood lines to control. Yo, losing more villagers here. Villager count 39 for the WWT team. That's as a team, and 47 for, or no, sorry, 75 to 91. I was looking at the military count. 39 military to 49, and 76 villagers versus 92 for ACCM and Bad Boy. So it's looking very, very good for Perfect Couple.
Absolutely. I was taking a look at the worker efficiency for Mr. Yo. Throughout the game, it's been 34% only.
Yeah, man. I think he went out for that gold at just the wrong moment, right? Why didn't he go out for the gold at the back instead when that feudal army was happening, or that feudal battle was happening? Because he was on that gold, he had to commit to that fight. He lost so many scouts, and ACCM just kept pushing. And now there's crossbows at the back gold. There's crossbows and knights and light cab at the front.
Yeah.
And there's really not much pressure. Oh my god, look at Bad Boy's base. I was going to say not much pressure from WWP, but Lick's doing Lick's things.
Well, there is so much catching up to do for him though, and they are still falling behind the military even further, so I think at this point, Mr. Yo, no matter what Lick does, is kind of dead.
Yeah, it's always bad when your opponent is just sitting under your TC and doesn't care. Yo is at 27 bills, and now there's knights and light cav going back for the crossbows from Licks, so the counterattack is going to be dead. There is a big line of blue coming from Licks' base, though. He's got, what, 4 archery rangers producing, and he's sending them all to Mr. Yo.
Well, that's pretty good. That's pretty handy for sure. One thing I do not like it though for Licks is the fact that these units are going to be trickling in. So yeah, the GG's coming over though. There we go.
I spent most of that game just trying to wrap my head around that map, but it was well played from PC. I think Yo, he dove in on a couple of those instances and took way too much damage with the scouts, and once you lose that momentum, it's just done. It's just done. Like, ACCM's running under his TC even with scouts, and even that doesn't make a difference because Yo lost so much early.
Yeah, exactly. I think it all started falling apart for Rival Palace the moment ACCM took the engagement as he was finishing researching Bloodlines, and I think Mr. Yo might not have realized at the time because he committed to the engagement. And then it was all downhill from there for Rival Palace.
9,000 food collected for ACCM, and Yo had 6,300. So it's like 3K more for ACCM, and that's your scouts, light cav, knight players. So that's fantastic from him. And that's a big part of that is because Yo got completely nuked at the end of Feudal Age.
For sure. Even for military, I see a very nice KD for Bad Boy as well, and the Archer player getting a better than 1-to-1 KD. It's always fantastic to see, of course, given how cost-effective the trades usually are. All right.
I want to see the Eco KD. So Yo went 0 and 33 on Eco KD. It's a great start to the series, Yo. It's fantastic. Fantastic performance there. Licks went 12 and 1, so not much pressure on Licks' base. Bad Boy 18 and 11, and then ACCM 15 and 1.
Well, you know, you said that Mr. Yo can take some time to wrap up, and I think they might have been able to. They might have called a GG earlier if it weren't because of that. Maybe he was just trying to get into it a little bit more.
There's a history of that, dude. This is early for him. I think it's like before midnight in China. I think like he hits his, from what I've taken speaking to him, he hits his stride around like 2 a.m. there or 3 a.m. in China.
Right.
That's when he's like in his comfort zone. So we'll see.
So I was taking a look at the society stats and notice how towards the very end it was very bad for Mr. Yo. For sure started losing a lot more. But he lost villagers and at a very steady pace. Notice there was no one time at which like he fell behind and got deleted just like 30 minutes into the game or so. Well, 30 minutes is the total duration, but earlier, no time, right? There was no time that we see like a big slope or something.
Mm-hmm.
I spent so much time talking about the map, completely missed the game while starting. Okay,
oh,
okay.
you're not even in the... I thought you were just covering the game as we were in here. Okay, okay. We'll wait for Nova here. Like Nova said, the meta's changed a little bit with the trade workshops. I don't know. I don't know. I would have to watch the games, but it doesn't really make sense to me to forego a second TC until the Castle Age. Feels like there's some sort of hybrid approach where you can go for that. Because it essentially is the second TC up there, right?
It's like half a TC because villagers from the trade workshop take 50 seconds to train.
Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense then. I thought it was the exact same train time.
Oh man, here comes Lix. Of course he's going for it. He's got poles. What to expect? If not this.
Yep. Poles and Berbers, two excellent villager fighting civs. And look at this. Lix says, I'm not in here with you. You're in here with me. And he starts taking out the villagers from Bad Boy. Now, both players do have Loom. Bad Boy will need to delete that lumber camp if he wants to run away. And Lix is the one that's going to lose the villager. So Bad Boy gets his punches in. And now he's walled in the villagers from Lix.
This is so interesting to see, man. He does end up sacrificing that woman, but it's going to be in exchange of trapping these two villagers, so it's
and
not
Lix
too
just
bad.
Casually walks out.
Oh, right. He completed. Oh, man. He missed one tile.
Bad Boy, what are you doing, bro? No way. That is absolutely tragic from him. By the way, these players keep trading. So if you notice the gold counts, they keep going up because the junks are trading with enemy docks. And now Lix is bringing more villagers around. His villagers do heal over time, but Bad Boy's villagers are faster. So they're going to be able to keep hunting these vills from Lix down. And Slick sends more villagers now. And they're going to be able to get away, too.
Yeah, for sure. I do like that Lix got the horse over here so he can try and block villagers, but even then it's so hard. He was trying to keep to catch up, and he was actually not able to.
But remember, this is all part of Lix's grand plan. This is what Lix does. He gets in there. He's very annoying to the flank player, the player that is most threatening to Mr. Yo immediately. And then at some point, if he figures he can't do that much more damage to the flank player, or he's done enough damage, he will shift over to the pocket player, being ACCM, and start delaying him a little bit as well.
Exactly. You just explained it perfectly.
Berbers is doing work, though. Berbers is doing work. Like, he's catching up to all these weak villagers.
You know, right now it's about 5-2 Eco KD in favor of Rival Fast. They are getting ahead a little bit, but of course.
And now another villager's gonna die here because he pulled it back to the TC. Lix. Yeah, I mean, Bad Boy's just having problems tracking all these villagers he's been chasing.
Oh man, do you have the Villager Vacation Vill boxing mod?
I have the boxing mod. Yeah, I love it.
Damn it, I don't have it. I really wish I had it now.
Dude, it's Mike Tyson Punch Out over here.
Gee, so far it's been really good for Rival Palace. You can see Mr. Yo gets to the village right now a little bit later, but with a stronger economy, and he's gonna start going for water himself.
Yeah, this is like the only default mod that I've ever liked from the DE team for like a reskin. This is the only one, and I'm so glad it enabled by default because I never would have manually enabled it. Also, Yo went up and got the trade workshop. So Yo is already producing villagers up there, and he's going to be hunting up there. And odds are ACCM, while he knows Lix's game plan and what Lix wants to do, odds are he'll spend some time killing Lix first before he goes and punishes Yo, and Yo is just booming up behind.
Man, take a look at Bad Boy's village account over here.
Bad.
Yeah.
It's bad. 14 vills, 17 for Lix. Lix is going to lose his fish, though, to the galleys from ACCM. And Bad Boy losing another villager to the TC from Lix? No. But that villa is idle, and the villager fights continue. Holy. Bad Boy has 9 villagers queued up, by the way, in this TC.
Well, it's good to see he's got resources, man, but that's unfortunately not going to help over here. Especially as Mr. Yo is already starting to mass a good amount of Navy units. He might be able to even repel ACCM and contest water too, so I don't see much going in favor of Perfect Couple in the next few minutes.
And now Bad Boy's losing his fish too. We've got the junk from Licks coming back that's being targeted, but that's going to get home. I feel like if you want to go for that trade workshop at the top there, Mysterio's done it. You go for the junk, you get the gold in throughout the Dark Age, and then you buy some food to keep up production there. And it looks like Yo already has the market on that side, and Licks is moving over Nova. And this is what I'm talking about. Once he feels like he's done enough damage to the flank player, he moves over to the pocket and he starts delaying them. And he's already over on ACCM's side. Is in the Dark Age though, so can't really do anything about that tower.
You know, it's oftentimes been the plan for Bible Pass over here to Licks just be the distraction, or if it doesn't work too well, he becomes a punching bag, right? And he just buys enough time for Mr. Yo to do what Bible Pass does best. Just boom away, you know, use Licks as a buffer, and then is the game paused to you?
Nope. I'm at 12:25.
Okay. There's an issue over here. It says that I'm waiting for players, so I think the game connection might have died on my end.
Well, your internet connection is fine with me, so...
Yeah. It's happened a few times since the latest patch. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to rejoin and fast forward.
Okay, it's only we're only 13 minutes in, so you should be there quickly. I was actually thinking, Licks, because he's in Dark Age, because he's kind of stuck in Dark Age for a while, and Bad Boy's stuck in Dark Age, and he doesn't, or no, Bad Boy I guess is on the way to Feudal, but he doesn't have many tools to hit ACCM except for a douche. Oh my god, he's done! Oh my god, he's douching the woodline. Oh yes, thank you. I was thinking that. I was like, there's one tool that you have left in your little bag of tricks, Licks. And Nova, I'm gonna wait for you to get back in here, but he is douching the woodline from ACCM.
Okay, so that's like 13 minutes?
He's not hitting any. Yeah, he's not hitting any of the vills with the douche, but I mean, he wasn't doing anything with the TC in that water anyway, so.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm 4 minutes into it. What time exactly are you at?
Oh, I'm just at live time, dude.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Alright, 7 minutes into it. Halfway through already.
Perfect. And Licks is now being harassed. I'll just keep you up to date on what you've been missing here. Licks got harassed a little bit by Bad Boy. Yo is almost in the castle. And ACCM is struggling with the pressure from Licks, who is still at Dark Age.
What's the situation on water right now?
Well, you'll catch up soon enough.
Yeah.
There were 13 galleys. Okay. There were 13 galleys under Yo's Castle HTC. No one's got it taken out.
Okay, I think I'm catching up now.
Perfect. What time are you at?
15:30.
Yeah, you're only a minute behind me. You can see the galleys under Yo's TC probably. And oh my god. This game is getting a little bit crazy, honestly.
Okay, almost there. And yeah, man. Fuel H over here. This is just so standard. Licks doesn't really care about going up to the next stage. Just going to remain being annoying over here. Yeah.
What I would do in Licks' position, now I'm a potato, is I would wall in this area that ACCM has made at the top, delete my TC, and douche again right next to that stone. And you're basically killing all of ACCM's eco over here.
You know,
I think you can wall it in at the top, and I think you can wall it in there, and then at the side, and you're just nuking him. And he can't stop the TC going up. The towers, maybe one of them will be in range, but won't be enough.
You got it, man. He's got the villagers moving over. He probably was not really aware of the tower until now, though, so he's gonna have to go for the walls a little bit further back, I think. But it could potentially work. He's going for it, yeah.
Yeah, and there's the house wall right there, and we saw somewhat of a douche on the other side from Bad Boy as well. On Mr. Yo's place, but this isn't really gonna do that much. Bad Boy's sitting at 20 villagers, by the way. Lix is at 27. Yo is at 41. ACCM is at 29. ACCM almost in the castle age. Okay, now the douche. I'm not sure it would work because ACCM has the capability to go for siege, but still, it would delay him so much, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly,
that's what Lix has been going for the whole game, and now, well, finally we see the castle age come up over here for ACCM, but he doesn't really have too much of anything currently. Whatever he goes for is going to only come up in the next few minutes. Yeah, Siege Workshop.
look at the gold for all these players. 800 for Yo, 800 for Lix, 500 for Bad Boy. There was 500 for ACCM. He's bought resources just because they had those junks trading. And Yo is, I think Yo's a little bit busy not noticing that he has 800, 900, almost 1,000 gold in the bank right now.
He's got the market
Look
over
at
there
Lix,
as well.
he's gonna wall him in. Lix is walling him in. I love it.
Well,
So good, dude.
it's very, very close from him dropping the TC. So you want to see it next to the stone up to the north?
No, no, no.
Or-
I wanted to see it, but now that ACCM's in Castle Age, it's not really... You could go for it, I guess, but
I think he'll
he's
do
got
it.
the tools to deal with it, right?
I think he might.
He might,
do
you
it.
know what? Lix can get up to Feudal Age. He's on the way right now. Drop a market, blacksmith, and then buy his way up to castle. And then he can drop a castle. On,
Oh, that's a
on
fair point, yeah.
ACCM. Yeah. So I think the situation has changed a little bit. And when we talk about Bad Boy, I mean, he's down bad, Nova. Dude, he's so down bad right now. He is a nomad. Honestly, he's lucky he's Berber so he can run away faster, which is all he's been doing this game. He's got 25 villagers, just lost his second TC that he made near Yo, and he's going back to his original home. This is not looking good for Bad Boy, not looking great for ACCM, and looking fantastic for Mr. Yo.
Yeah, absolutely. Even if ACCM was able to somehow take the TC down from Lix and push him away, Lix does not have anywhere near as much economy exposed over here as Bad Boy had over there. So even if he got pushed away from here, he would still have a somewhat working economy elsewhere.
Ooh, ACCM's going for a push here on Lix.
Okay.
Wants some revenge.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's a little bit better.
Yeah, we got the Mangonel coming out. We got a ram behind this as well. Lix is doing what he knows how to do. He's rushing this with villagers when there's a full army of pikemen chasing him. And also bringing back villagers from the other side. Yo is just simply hunting Bad Boy. But Bad Boy has found the protection of his allies' town center. And Lix is getting fletching. All right, good. Great. Fantastic. Oh, is he gonna take that Mangonel down? No, this villager repairing. Never mind.
Yeah, yeah. And for the most part over here, Perfect Apple's been playing defensively, which is usually not really the best sign. In the Wyval Palace instead, well, you know, with Mr. Yo going for knights as opposed to just playing defensive, is gonna be the one calling the shots, gonna be the one dictating the pace of things over here. And Bad Boy is finally going for a TC once again, so it seems like he's gonna resume villager production, but still, there is so much catching up for Perfect Apple to do over here.
Yeah, Perfect Cup is dead. I mean, we look at Yo's eco, and they've got... Yo has 68 vills, and he's not even using the trade workshops to produce vills. He's not even using that. He's just using the TCs right now. He's got two Mangonels attacking that town center, and I love the tower over there from Lix. Lix is like... Lix might be the best 2v2 teammate ever. Not in terms of skill, but just like coordination with his ally. Because if those pikemen come in, Yo will probably let him know. He'll probably quick wall around the Mangonels on that hill. He's also got the tower here to help against the monks or the pikemen. He's got the outpost there to give his ally vision. And they're going to take out that TC from ACCM. And hopefully Lix can buy his way up to the next stage. He's got 1k gold in the bank. I don't know what the food cost is now. Oh, maybe not. Food cost is 165. Yikes.
Yeah, well, Lix is... Oh, defensive castle going up for ACCM. Well, that's good, but that DC is... Okay, stay enough for the time being. But I completely agree about Lix's value as a teammate over here. He's just a wizard, man. That's the only way that he can also look that young, too.
Look at that. He just took out 2 monks with that tower. I don't know if that was a mangonel delete or what from ACCM, but that thing just folded. Maybe we didn't see the arrows come in from that tower as Yo shifts over and it finds the perfect range to not be hit by the castle, but still hit that town center with the mangonels. The castle is up from ACCM. Lix is just comfortably sitting in the middle of this with his economy in between 2 towers and a castle, and there's a ram right there, and Lix is just casually sitting here. Yo is on the way to Imp, and damn, this is just the perfect map for Yo and Lix.
Absolutely, and this is the kind of game that I was talking about. It can be so good on this map. Notice how Lix also has perfect track of the range of the castle. He's going for towers around it, and he already pushed the villagers away from both wood lines. And I'm pretty sure he should be able to even push the villagers away from that goal as well with an additional tower towards the south, if he could get there.
He's used poles perfectly here. Used it absolutely perfectly. Yo goes for a forward castle. That thing's going to go up. Bad boy, unfortunately, going to lose another TC, and he might lose it before he gets the castle age as well, because there's a mangonel attacking that. Yeah, he's used poles perfectly. Earlier, when he needed food, he dropped the full work on the other side of the map, got some farms down, kept his TC running. He's been on stone this whole time, getting gold and stone, using that stone for the towers, and now he's walling up behind his TC that he has to leave behind. He's going to delete that and put it somewhere else. Remember, he's still in the feudal age.
It's been a perfect reaction from Lix over here. As soon as he sees the castle come up, he bails from there. And all of a sudden, ACCM's castle is not really going to be quite as effective anymore. Meanwhile, over here, Mr. Yo's castle coming up is still going to be extremely detrimental to Perfect Couple. Plus, once he gets to the Imperial Age in only about 30 seconds or so, he'll get access to trebuchets.
Does he get to castle age here? Is that 87%? Yeah, he should.
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
probably wouldn't.
Well, no, he doesn't, because they called it GG.
Only 11 seconds away from it, but it probably wouldn't have mattered too much. You know, game number 1 went in favor of Perfect Couple. Game number 2 goes in favor of Rival Palace, and it seems like we are starting to wake up, right?
Yep. Well, I mean, Bad Boy took some really bad engagements at the beginning there. The fact that those 2 villagers got out that early was a mistake, but then the recovery from that, it feels like he just wasn't paying as much attention as Lix was, even with the faster villagers with Berbers. He could have escaped with more, I think, and he got so far behind on that villager war, he just nuked himself, honestly. And credit to Lix for going forward with that pressure, but Bad Boy was so far behind that whole game.
Yeah. It's pretty hard, and it certainly seems like it's a little bit easier than it is when casting, because you can see everyone's HP as well. It's very easy to see the villagers being weak and whatnot, but when you're playing, you have to select the right unit, and you gotta make sure that when your villager goes low in HP, it's not in between other units, so it doesn't get stuck when trying to bail. It's like really hard to get Bill boxing going right.
It's difficult, but there were, with Berbers, you should be able to save more vills than he did. Like,
True.
He'll expect better from himself.
Right. Fair point. My achievements, by the way, are kind of messed up because I only launched Capture H after I caught up, so the game would fast forward faster.
Well,
so,
okay, I'm gonna summarize this for you. Yo had a lot of res. Yo had 1900 trade profit. So apparently Yo's junk just kept trading. He made a dock in the corner, and apparently he just kept trading with that thing. I don't know, but he had a lot of trade profit, a lot of gold coming in from that.
Oh, you know what? I think we might actually have the full stats over here. Just the timeline's looking messed up. How many resources did Mr. Yo collect total?
26,800.
Wow. Yeah, it says the same to me. Okay,
Oh.
that's good.
All right, and then villagers, Yo with a ton, and Bad Boy with not very many. Also Licks with not very many.
Dude. Mr. Yo alone, more economy than ACC and Bad Boy combined is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But that's the game plan for them, right? And they execute it perfectly.
Exactly.
So it's going to be Franks
Yes.
for Yo, and it's going to be Franks for ACCM, and then we have Vietnamese for Bad Boy as the Archer Civilization, and we have Saracens for Licks. And even the way that they've set up the TCs here, Licks is like in front. He's like that meme with the soldier guarding the civilian with the knives in his back and stuff. That's Licks. And Mr. Yo is just going to hide behind him here with the Franks.
We have seen also, because of the Nomad start over here, sometimes the players will go for the TC at the bottom like Bad Boy has done it. And that usually is going to result in you falling behind the villager count a little bit. But Perfect Cup was the only team who actually managed to make this work so far.
Really? The only team?
I think so, that I can think of right now. Remember the soup again? Yeah.
Oh my god, dude. Look at, if he wanted to hide in a corner somewhere and like boom up. Look at that right corner. The game is paused, by the way, for me. I don't know if it is for you.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
definitely it's going to be a restart.
3?
Okay.
Look at that right corner though. Oh my god. Get set up back there. Get all the walls down, just hide. That's what I would do. My teammate would be crying in the voice call and it'd be like, I'll be there in a second, man. I'll be there in a second. It's fine.
Yeah, you're probably getting there by the time it's completely cleared up, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you think the reason for the restart was over here?
Who called it? It was Licks
Wild
and
Wolf
Yo
Palace.
that called it. Did they have any idle TC time?
Yeah, quite a bit.
Licks had 31 seconds of idle TC time. And Licks only had a couple sheep. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's it. He didn't really have any access to food early on, so he's getting the sheep only now, and he didn't have the resources to queue more villagers right now. I think it was probably just the LTC time.
Okay.
All right.
So they called it you know what? There's different philosophies on it. We have less rees now than we used to, so it used to be more of a big deal. Some people, like the Viper, would never use his re. Very, very rarely use his re, even in team games, because he believed that you should play on for most situations, and it needed to be like super egregious to use it. Save it for like the worst possible maps. But other players use it whenever they have just even a somewhat bad start.
Right. Correct. Well, these days also many tournaments are not even allowing restarts at all. I'm really sure that's the case.
The maps are so good.
Yeah, that is
So
true.
good now, man.
It's evolved to the point that the restarts are seldom required. I think many new capabilities for scripters also got added ever since the came out, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we had them for WWC just because like our Nomad generation was still a little bit new. So we weren't sure of like that 1% chance of it generating into an absolutely unplayable map.
Right.
Or someone getting stuck or something like that. But one restart compared to the old days where for a best of 7, we used to have like 2 restarts a player. You know?
Yeah.
Dude, we used to have so much downtime. I don't know if you were around on Voobly. I don't know for how long though. But like some of the sets, man, holy, we would just have restart after restart after restart. Pretty sure there was a best of 9 once where each player got 3. I can't remember which one it was, but
certainly rings a bell.
That's just ridiculous.
So I'm curious now, how long have you been around the OE scene?
RM since 2015.
Mm-hmm.
Only. But Age of Empires 2 online, probably since 2001, 2002.
Right.
I was playing custom scenario before that. So.
Yeah, it makes sense. Oh, well, the game restarts over here. Notice what Lix is going for this time around.
Yeah, he's had enough.
Yeah.
He's had enough. He wanted food near his TC, and he sent his villagers down here to get access to that shorefish right away. And we see Mr. Yo going for that TC at the back. He is playing as Frank, so he's going to set it up on the berries. Going to have a nice food income. Also has the gold and the stone. He's so far back from any aggression coming towards him as well. And even Lix is sending him the sheep. Lix is sending him the sheep. He's like, I don't need that. I'm going to take the shorefish over here. I'll set up my lumber camp over here, and it's going to be fine. Bad Boy with a good TC location as well. And he's actually close to the wood, so he doesn't need to set up a lumber camp. So he can take both the food and the wood here. That's actually better than Lix a little bit.
You know, the start over here is so much better for both teams, I think. Yeah, Lix and Mr. Yo absolutely looking fantastic, and Mr. Yo's back resource over there are just so good as well. That DC is perfect from Mr. Yo. And then on the right hand side, Cecilia's got a very comparable one as well. He's got berries right away. He's collecting from right now. He's even gone as far as to send the extra villagers over to the secondary berries up north. And he also has a goal in the back over there. The only thing that Mr. Yo's got that the ACCM does not really have protection for is the stone maybe, but you know, it's not really going to matter too much.
Dude, these little areas at the back here are so beautiful. If you want to boom up with Franks and kind of ignore that early aggression and just let Bad Boy and Lix slug it out against each other, like if you're ACCM, you could go to that right corner and look at Yo. He's already going to the left corner as well. Gonna get the lumber camp back there, and that's just gonna be so hard for your enemy to hit. Just even to find that is gonna be hard, right? To make your way through all those rocks. Like you can see the villagers struggling with the pathing. And there's gold back there, there's food back there, stone back there, wood back there. Everything that a growing boy needs to get his knights out of the stables.
You know, as we're talking about map generation and restarts and whatnot, hats off to the map gather, man, because this map has been for the most part extremely consistent. One time you see the map generate some fish and on the back and gold and extra stone and whatnot for one team, you're going to see that also be the case for the other teams. So it seems like so far it's been like really, really fair map generations. Pretty happy about it.
Yeah, like we said earlier, I mean the scripters have gotten so good, right?
Yeah.
Things and I'm about to be a scripter, man, tomorrow. I'm gonna be scripting it up. You're gonna see my name all over the crappy maps in the pool.
Are you going to script the controller too?
Guarantee someone's gonna ask that though. Are you scripting with a controller? No. Ooh, look at this trap here from Bad Boy. He's trying to trap the scout in, but that's just a waste of wood. That's an absolute waste of wood.
Also, ACCM has already scouted the back region for him as well, the back area. He's just not sent any villagers just yet, so I'm wondering what that's about. Maybe after he runs out of the berries?
Well, he's got wood at the top there, so he didn't really need to send it back there. Like, Yo had wood far away from his TC, but ACCM had the TC in such a good location next to the wood and right next to the berries, so we'll see when he needs to, like, expand a little bit, whether he goes back there. I think I saw a sheep from him. Yeah, he's explored it all. So he'll probably go back there at some point.
Yeah, makes sense for sure. Now we see the players making a transition to the fuel age. ACCM's going up on 19 villagers. We know what to expect. He's playing Franks, he's been collecting food, and he's going to keep on collecting food quite heavily, so we know what's coming up. While Bad Boy, does he have any gold miners? He's making the transition right now, so we're gonna see your standard scouts and archers coming out from Perfect Couple. And what do we see for Wild Wolf Palace?
Oh, that mining camp's so satisfying there for Bad Boy. Oh,
yeah,
baby. Right in the middle. Give me everything. Give me the stone, the gold, everything like that. Well, White Wolf Palace, we see Yo going up in 20 population, just like ACCM. Lix going up 19 population, just like Bad Boy. And the difference in the villagers is because of the walking time that it took them to go out to these TCs. So you see Bad Boy and Lix a little bit further behind than their Frank counterparts. And now Bad Boy going for a big wall off on that one side, and he's looking to maybe wall off in front of the TC as well. Capture this area of the map. It's going to be difficult for him, though, because there's holes all over the place here.
Okay, yeah. I see that. Licks over here. Well, he's playing with Saracens, so I don't think the palaces over here are going to last too long if he wants to go around it, right? But yeah, I don't see a reason for him to try and go around it when he's just gonna be facing Bad Boy in a straight line.
Yeah, Palisades are less for keeping people out there and more for giving yourself time to react to whatever they're doing, right? Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good
Oh.
snipe there from ACCM.
Hold on.
Really, really good. I thought Lix might be able to save that Villy. Wasn't quite fast enough. Lix goes for the market immediately with the Saracens. And now he goes for an archer range. No surprise there. Still has lots of shorefish he can take for food income. And he's doing the Saracen thing, Nova.
Yeah.
Pulling the villagers off the food, and he's going to gold, and he's going to use that market a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. I am expecting to see a lot of aggression coming up from Licks, of course. And if we take a look at Bad Boy instead, Bad Boy's got already the first archer range up. He's going for the second archer range. He's just gonna be utilizing, you know, standard villager distribution instead with a standard economy. No market shenanigans over here. But yeah, second archer range is coming up now for Licks as well, so it shouldn't be too different, I think.
And Lix buying wood. Buying wood. Looks like he should have enough wood already, but I guess he just wanted that second archer range down right away. And here comes Bad Boy with villagers. Yo is spawning this. Yo has the scouts there. And Bad Boy is going to put a tower right on top of these archer ranges. And I think Bad Boy read the fact that Lix might have sold the stone as Saracens. And he's going to come forward here and pressure this. And that tower would be devastating if it does go up because it's right near those production buildings. So archers will get damage as they come out. But Lix has enough stone for a tower of his own. And he's got archers to garrison in there. He should be able to defend this. He's got defender's advantage on this engagement.
Pretty good readout from Bad Boy. And you were correct. Lix had actually sold the stone. He had to buy some more to get the tower up, but he was able to get this. So let's see. With this tower also being right outside the archer ranges, he could potentially even, if the tower gets low HP enough, right? He could out garrison the villagers. Actually, sorry, the archers on the right hand side and put pressure too.
That tower's just gonna go down. That's just a waste of stone. It was a good idea. I think he was under the impression that Lix had sold the stone, and that's correct. But also under the impression Lix couldn't afford to buy more, so he could, and he makes it work. And now Lix calmly deals with that as he sends more archers around to the other side. He knows the army from ACCM and Bad Boy is over there because Yo is tracking that with his scouts. Yo has a lot of scouts here. 8 scouts for him. 8 scouts also for ACCM. And Lix and Yo are going to try and defend against this. And they're more than happy with Bad Boy and ACCM going this way. There's nothing over here. They don't care.
Yeah. Plus the slope over here. The defender's advantage, the heal advantage is pretty good. HP is neck and neck right now, but it doesn't matter. ACCM and Bad Boy are not going to be interested in taking the engagement. But now, though, they are splitting up.
Yeah, what happened? ACCM coming back?
Oh,
Spearman's going to go down right away. And this kind of looks like a repeat of game number 1, though, where Yo loses a lot of HP in this engagement. And ACCM can go hit his economy. ACCM, maybe this is a planned maneuver. Bad Boy pulls the armies from Yo and Lix away, and ACCM goes in with the scouts. Looking for damage here, and he might end up picking some villagers from Mr. Yo. Mr. Yo deletes the house wisely. That's 1 villager down. He's going to have to quick wall around the berries. That looked kind of intentional. Maybe it was just a good reaction from him, but that looked a little intentional for me.
I don't know how many. He got 1 villager, right? He got 1 villager from Mr. Yo, and Lix has lost 1 villager at some point, probably to the tower push. But it's not too much damage.
Earlier. Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
To the scout at the beginning of Feudal Age.
Correct.
But there was potential for a lot of damage there. Like, there was villagers on the berries he didn't see. If Yo didn't get the quick walls down and the berries on the left, if Yo didn't delete that house, ACCM in a different universe could have killed 4 or 5 vills. with that raid.
Yeah, I'm not really sure the risk was worth it though, because they fall behind the military so much. Now Rival Palace can potentially get momentum over here as well, and you know, maybe in this universe they can go forward together and get more damage done than what ACCM's been able to get so far.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know if that was planned or
Yeah.
if that was just a good reaction from him.
It might
I
have.
wouldn't imagine it would be planned, but it could
Yeah.
be. And at the end of the day, they're not hurt that badly by losing that much military. Military count still 20 to 17. Both players on the way to the Castle Age. Bad Boy now losing a villager on the house wall over there. He's getting a little bit greedy with these walls coming out. Still hasn't noticed the wall or the hole at the edge of the map in the south. But it's wide open in the north, so I guess that doesn't matter.
Yeah. By the way, Dave, I have a message for you from Flying Teutonic Knight. He says that he loves you. I'm not really sure there's...
Well, Flying Teutonic Knight. Are you flying because you learned how to fly, or are you flying because someone doesn't love you and they dropped you off a building?
No, that's a good question. As soon as I get an answer, I'll let you know.
Yeah, we'll check how long the username's been active. If it's anything more than 30 seconds, then he's probably learned how to fly.
Alright, here comes White Wolf Palace with scouts, with archers. As you say, the military difference is not that big anymore, and with the defender's advantage over here, Perfect Couple might be able to just defend fine and not take any damage, so we'll see.
Where are the scouts from ACCM? They are in Yo's economy again. ACCM scouts are in Yo's economy again, and ACCM is banking on the fact that he's going to be Castle Age soon, but Yo is already there, and Yo picks a villager. Now we've got villagers running to the safety of Bad Boy's army. Yo's still looping around there. And ACCM needs to get to Castle Age immediately. Nova, he's like, come on! Faster!
Yeah.
And he gets there and starts on the night production. Immediate +2 as well. So he might have the tools to defend against this, but Yo has found himself a hole, and Lix is there too. And that's ACCM's gold on this side, losing more villagers. Great positioning here from WWP.
Really good job from Lix as well. As soon as he got up, started going for the university, so we're gonna see Ballistics coming up very soon as well. I'm hurting for Mr. Yo's +2 though. What's the plan over here?
It's getting husbandry. Getting husbandry.
Okay.
He's not queuing as many knights as ACCM is either. And he's going for that second TC.
Yeah.
So they like this forward position. They feel like they've done enough damage to ACCM, more than Yo has taken. And
Yes.
Yo is going to go for the second TC. He's going to go for Town Watch to keep himself a little bit safe at the top here. And we might even see like a third TC style play from him as they start to play a little bit more passively. Lix will be the one going on the big military production here.
Yeah, it's just the same you see every time from Wild Palace. It works, right? Don't fix it if it's not broken, so they're going for it, and I do like it. I do like the approach they are taking right now, as long as they can defend over here. Once Perfect Couple gets ahead in military, they should be fine, and Lix should be able to provide enough defense, I think.
And Lix is going to defend against the Knights. He can run away from the crossbows, but needs to get good engagements against the Knights. Here comes Mr. Yo right now. And Yo also has scouts, his remaining scouts, at the back of ACCM's economy. So ACCM is going to have to dedicate units to deal with these. That means less units on the front lines. And while this is all happening, Yo has had that second TC running, although he got wheelbarrow in one. So it was a little bit of a delay on the villagers climbing up there, as ACCM just now completes his second TC.
We'll see a second DC coming up for Bad Boy as well, while Lix, for the time being, is going to be sticking to only one. So this could be, in the end, a little bit better for Perfect Couple for economy.
Bad Boy could get hit really bad here. Bad Boy could get hit really bad here by the scouts from Yo. Yo is in on the wood line. Yo has +2 on those scouts.
Oh boy. Oh man, he's getting 1. He's going to get 2. He got 2. He gets 3. He's going to get 4. He's
That's
going for the
5.
4th. He got it. It's going to be 5.
There's 5 dead. There's another one there.
Oh boy.
This is a great positioning from Yo. I think Bad Boy and ACCM had to be asking themselves, where are those scouts? Where did they go? We saw them at some point, and then they just disappeared, and it answers their question. Lix, in the meantime, was getting hit a little bit on his own villagers, and he's going to lose one to the scouts from ACCM. He has gone for 3 archer ranges, though. I believe he deleted one. Because I thought he had 4. I think he deleted maybe his barracks. Yeah, he deleted his barracks to get those crossbows through. So only 3 ranges for him.
You know, this has been brilliant from Mr. Yo to keep the scouts over there, because with such a cheap bunch of units, right, he's able to distract and do so much damage as well. It's going to certainly give his team some time to get back up again as well, get the numbers over here to defend against the push. And while Perfect Apple, they were putting a lot of pressure, Wild Pass has not taken quite as much damage, so it's been more efficient for the most part for Wild Palace over here.
Beautiful thing with Franks too on this map. When you transition from your fish, which will run out, and you'll have until like mid-castle age basically, you don't need to bother investing to get those farm upgrades.
Yeah.
It's such a simple thing, but it's so important, right? Like Yo can make that transition so quickly now. Just immediately converts his wood into food production on the farms. That's what he's doing right now, as Lix kills some more villagers from ACCM on his TC in the north. And that transition becomes so much easier with the Franks.
Absolutely. Alex is idling a lot of economy over here from ACCM as well. Now he's got to be careful
Lix
though.
is
That's a
gonna
lot of
lose
extra
his army.
units.
Yeah.
Shoot.
He
Yeah.
just has to get value here, I think.
Do you want to trade
This
for
is
villagers over here or for units?
I don't think there's any villagers to be traded
Yeah.
for. So you just take out as many knights as you can, and you're fine. I mean, he's already taken out 4 knights, I believe, there.
Yeah.
A week and a couple more, and he's pulling the army back out of position, which is ideal. You don't want to run this crossbow army that's going to be dead anyway back towards the middle of the map. You want to buy yourself an extra like 30 seconds, right? And that's what he's done over here. Now the crossbows have to come back from Bad Boy, and look what's in Bad Boy's base right now. It's Yo's knights, and he's going to lose some crossbows to these because his main mass is over at ACCM's economy chasing Lix's dead army.
Yeah,
So
that
good
was
stuff from Yo. Good teamwork.
that was not a terrible engagement, as he said. And now you take a look at the difference over here in knight count, for instance, for Mr. Yo and ACCM. And while archers are looking better for Bad Boy, he's gonna be playing defensive over here. So, well done.
Yeah, Bad Boy losing more vills. Lix is still equal on villagers, though. And that's because Bad Boy had that second TC, even though Bad Boy is losing so many. And I believe there's a hole right into all that eco there from Bad Boy. He's got a giant gaping hole there, but Yo does not see that. Now Yo is the one being cornered as Bad Boy and ACCM make their way over towards this knight army. Bad Boy with ballistics, archers on both sides, and Yo has nowhere to go.
It always boggles me just how fast the game can turn around. You know, it's looking so good for one team. Then the moment you overstep, right? You overstay your welcome inside your opponent's base, you get completely wiped up, and it just keeps on switching back and forth. Right now, it's certainly up in the air who's going to take this one. I think it's definitely possible for both teams to take game 3.
Yo is using his mobility so well, and because Yo is the aggressor here, they're constantly responding, and he's dictating the pace of the game. He's dictating everything that's happening, all the military positions. There's a lot more military on the field, specifically for Bad Boy over Lix, but Bad Boy has spent his time chasing Yo's knights, and Lix and Yo are now at ACCM's base again, and right as Bad Boy considers, should I go forward? Should I try and do damage? And he's cutting off reinforcements now, which is fantastic. There's going to be 2 armies in ACCM's eco, and he's going to have to head back once again.
Yeah, there we go. This is really good, man. That TC should be going down right now. We have Saracen crossbows plus knights.
Oh, it's done. It's shredded. Bye-bye. Nice knowing you, TC.
There we go.
Oh. It's a lot of crossbows from Bad Boy coming. That's a lot of crossbows. 43 crossbows coming, but ACCM loses more vills. And look at Yo, 86 villagers versus soon-to-be 63 from ACCM.
And it's not really being that much more army. I was taking a look at the military units we have right now for Perfect Apple. They actually surpass Wild Pass by quite a bit. It's just Wild Pass' fantastic use of the units.
Yep, the positioning is perfect. And once again, Yo, while he's running away from that army from Bad Boy, and Bad Boy is paying attention to that, Yo hits the gold from Bad Boy, and he's going to kill more villagers. And it's just a constant stream And ACCM has never been in a position here, even with 25 knights of his own, to send units back across the raid. I think he should maybe think about it. Send 5 or 6 knights
Yes!
into the economy from Yo or Lix and make them respond for once.
It's what Wild has been doing all game long, right? Ever since we saw the scouts from Mr. Yo, the couple from his knights early on doing so much damage. Now we finally see Perfect Couple coming forward, but they're sending everything. That's the problem. We still have knights over here from Mr. Yo, and it's just been a much more effective use of units.
Look at the right corner. I don't know how those crossbows teleported over here from Lix, but he just killed a bunch of ills, and he's got knights now in support from Yo, and the big army in the middle is going to be hard to take down from Perfect Couple as it pushes back across. But they're still raiding at the back, and Perfect Couple have to respect this. ACCM will be off all his farms, 69 bills for him, almost 40 behind where Mr. Yo is right now.
Yeah. You take a look at economy as well. Mr. Yo's been taking it fairly easy with the knight production compared to what he could have had. So now he's got 16 queued up, but he still has enough resources that I wouldn't be surprised if he was able to click up to the Imperial Lich in the next 3 minutes.
Runs with the villagers from that TC. Doesn't go with his army yet. He knows he has way more vills than ACCM, so he's going to sacrifice those ones and pull the army out of position and give himself enough time to build the knights and wait for Lix to show up here. And there's Lix, and this is a huge engagement on this side. How many do we have? 41 knights for Team WWP, 23 only for Team Perfect Couple. So the knight numbers will win the day here, even with the ridiculous crossbow numbers from Bad Boy. Once the knights are cleared up, this fight should go to WWP.
It should, and once they clean this up, they're gonna have enough units left over that it's gonna be very hard for Perfect Couple to defend against this. As of course, these crossbows and knights getting cleaned up are not going to result in the same amount of units going down from Wild Palace, but rather, it's going to be a complete massacre.
Yep. Bad Boy just trying to save. Was Yo trying to wall him in? What are those villagers? Where are they coming from? I guess an outpost there. He could have walled that army in for Bad Boy. I was like, what the heck? Where are they going? But all the crossbows for Bad Boy are going to go down. Lix's crossbows in the base of ACCM and Bad Boy went down. But we look at the overall military numbers now in favor of WWP. Overall villager numbers in favor of WWP. And Lix has been playing 1TC this entire time too. So it's not like Lix has been trying to boom up as Bad Boy now buys his way up to Imperial Age. Lix has been 1TC Saracen play this entire time, and the fact that they have the villager lead when Bad Boy's been on 2TC for a very long time it says something about how the game's gone so far.
For sure. Now, I'm really sure how I feel about the Imperial Age coming out for Bad Boy. It's certainly going to be good to get access to Arbalisters and whatnot, but Wild Path's got some good momentum over here. They picked up some steam and they're coming forward right here, right now. Bad Boy, I don't know if he can afford until he gets to the Imperial Age and if he can wait for Arbalisters when all the pressure is coming up.
I think you have to. They know how this game has gone so far. Like, they know how many villagers they've lost. They know that they just lost a big army. The only way I don't think you're coming back into this game in Castle Age if you're Bad Boy. I think you need to get into Imperial Age and get the military advantage.
Alright. Imperial Age should be on the way very soon for Lix as well. He's getting very close. And for Mr. Yo, while ACCM nowhere even close.
Look at how many crossbows are there for Lix. 46. And we got 30 knights here from Yo, and the knight numbers for ACCM super struggling. 22 knights only, 24 now. He's buying stones, so I think he's thinking about a defensive castle somewhere. He's already got one on the side. Yo and Lix with Saracens can actually consider maybe killing that castle. I don't know.
They could.
Enough knights and enough crossbows sit underneath.
Yeah, I think it might be too risky, but
it would be a little bit of a meme.
Only 20 seconds over here for Bad Boy to finally get access to the sweet Arbalister upgrade. But hey, finally we see ACCM on the left-hand side, sending some knights over and trying to do what Mr. Yo's been doing all game long.
Yo has 49 knights right now. That is a lot. And that means with that amount of stables, I think the raids are killing enough villagers right now, but it's a little bit too late because Yo
Yeah.
can simply defend with his reinforcements. As Lix clicks up to Imperial Age now, and Yo tries to make his way into Bad Boy's base. ACCM did kill a lot of vills though from Yo, and now he's ahead in villager count.
Yeah, that is true. However, now Imperial Age should be on the way for Mysterioso much faster compared to ACCM. They can hold on to a good amount of Knights until they get to Cavalier and whatnot. Should be good. You can see how
this is tragic.
Oh boy.
Tragic for Bad Boy. Yeah, that's... Oh, man. He's got Bracer. Did not get Arbalest yet. And he's losing all his crossbow numbers here. He is way out of position.
Yeah, I mean, there is a counter push coming up north, but once again, it's too little too late. Downside over here, all these crossbows going down means no Arbalesters anymore. He's trying to produce more units, but he's down to 15 crossbows, so it might not even be necessary for Waffle Pass to wait for the Imperial Age over here.
Dude, the way that Lix and Yo play as a team is just the fact that they're always together. They're always together, even with multiple armies. They're never like venturing out alone unless it's a situation where Yo has, you know, knights that are mobile and then he's sending 10 knights out or whatever. But if Lix is raiding or if Lix is attacking somewhere with his big ball of crossbows, there's at least 5 to 10 knights from Yo there at all times. And Yo is all
I'm going to go to your stream and put it through my browser
don't
view.
Don't cast off my stream, bro.
All right.
Cast off my stream. What?
Oh boy.
Why is that happening? Because you have a VPN?
Yeah. Ever since the latest patch, it's not possible for me to bypass the game from the VPN without it losing connection to capture it. So that means that sometimes the VPN has an outage. It's going to happen. This is going to happen.
Why do you stream through a VPN?
Because my ISP is potato and doesn't like me to stream to Twitch.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I know.
I feel like this game is gonna be over soon, though. We'll just hello Novus viewers, welcome to my low quality stream here. We have lots of upgrades coming in from Lix. Oh my god, even coinage coming in. Now we can do this all together, Nova. We can do this all together. And Lix is coming in here with the Saracen crossbows. And where's the MTC from ACCM? Where is it? Where is the MTC? Where? Oh, clever boy. Clever boy. Going with the very back TC up to Imp. Otherwise, he may not have made it. He's only got 1 minute and 20 seconds. And I think Yo and Lix can sense the fact that he is going up. So they're targeting all of these town centers. Now, they'll notice that the score is not rising for him. So they'll know they haven't killed that MTC. You're going to see one more here. It's kind of hard to access with those two castles. And they're going to continue hunting all the way through this eco. 33 Arbalists only for Bad Boy at the moment. He's really struggling to regain his numbers ever since he lost that big fight in the early stages of Imperial Age. Yo now getting Chivalry. Yo already with Cavalier. Yo with 31 on the field. And Bad Boy losing more Arbalists.
Yeah. I can see from your stream right now as well.
Did they kill this castle with the Arbalists? He's trying. He's thinking about it.
All right. I'm just going to mute the Discord call, and I'm going to unmute your channel, and I'll be back in a second.
Numbers ever since he lost that big fight in the early stages. Yo now getting Chivalry. Yo now getting Chivalry. Yo already with Cavalier. Yo with 31 on the field. And Bad Boy losing more Arbalists.
Yeah.
Did they kill this castle?
I can see from your stream right now as well.
Did they kill this castle with the Arbalists? He's trying. He's thinking about it.
All right. I'm just going to mute the Discord call, and I'm going to unmute your channel, and I'll be back in a second.
All right. Bush League, guys. Bush League solutions. We love to see it. Old school. I used to cast off streams all the time. I've done it before. I'll do it again. Lix is ripping everything with these Arbalists. Oh my god. Dude, he's ripping everything. Who needs Obsidian Arrow, guys? Who needs Obsidian Arrow? Who needs that? We don't need it anymore. Saracen Arbalists. We have the technology, yep. Archer armor coming in that blacksmith. It's going to complete before the blacksmith goes down, maybe. Yes. Lix targets the archer range. And when does Lix go forward with a castle here? He doesn't have the stone, so the answer is no. Paladin is in, though, for Mr. Yo. As they keep fighting over here, and it's just a matter of time. It's simply a matter of time before they go down, and there we go. Another game for WWP. Well played. Didn't you do it in Hidden Cup Final or something? Oh, man. I cast from... Oh, you're doing it, because nah. Lix, great KD. All right, perfect.
Yeah, so sorry about it, man. I don't mean to leech up your stream. I'm gonna try and do something to mitigate this.
Oh, dude, I don't care. I don't care if you watch my point of view. I don't care. Dude, who do you think I am?
All right.
Fairly easily wallable base. The only thing that is further down are the stones, and I heard some attacking sounds. Ooh, bad boy is being a very bad boy right now. He's being a very bad boy, and he's taking the elephant, and Yo's like, I'll stop him.
Okay, I'm back. Should be working now.
Perfect. Welcome back, my friend.
Yeah, I can see.
He's currently laming.
Exactly.
He's a bad boy.
I can see Mr. Bad Boy being a bad boy indeed, and Mr. Yo coming over to stop it for sure. Do you think this is going to work out?
It's a lot. I'm actually thinking, like, I thought as soon as the elephant left Yo's little base here, Bad Boy would be fine. But it is a long way back to his TC. Look at that TC placement. All the way on the edge of the map there, Nova. So Bad Boy's got some work to do as he brings in this elephant, as Yo tries to block. Bad Boy doing the classic, just staying still, and he's lost the elephant. He's lost him. And he hasn't even found those goats yet. Okay, I'll find the goats on the way back at least. That's something.
There we go. Really good job from Mr. Yo. In any case, worst case scenario, he just gets delayed a little bit as he just runs out of the first elephant, but still getting it back is a huge relief. Otherwise, it'll be 3 versus 1 elephants, and that can change for sure.
Yep.
The civilizations, by the way, they have been pretty standard for this map. Yeah. They have been pretty standard.
I would imagine. I think we usually see, like, we saw humans on Acclivity, I believe it was, a lot as well, which is like a similar kind of map where you're far away up on a hill.
Yeah.
And it's just with the wood lines that are very wallable, this is just a humans type of map, you know? You wall up, you get enough food to produce from that second TC, and you should be fine. Although Yo is already at 20 population, he hasn't clicked up yet. Whereas the ACCM is going for Loom right now. So maybe that elephant just delayed him by an extra bill.
Yeah, well, this is still pretty good for Bad Boy overall. He was able to keep the scout alive. Now, interestingly enough, it's actually going for a push at the same time as Lix is going for militias on the right-hand side, but Lix's units are already going to be inside ACCM space.
Yeah, and Yo's going to have the walls up. So Bad Boy is not going to find much success with these militia. He's going to have to go all the way around, but Yo is already getting those big wall-offs down. And ACCM almost lost a villager there against the scout from Lix, and Lix is going to be delaying him a little bit and causing some distraction for our Vietnamese player over here. Lix should be fine, or no, sorry, ACCM should be fine, though. Should be fine, as long as he doesn't lose this bill right here.
Oh boy.
Oh, he might.
Oh, good job from
Lix. He'll be able to save her, I think. He'll be able to save her.
Yeah. Well played. Without a scout, these militias aren't really a threat anymore. I don't think it's even going to influence where the second TC is coming up, because I think we have all the resources, the extra resource on the back. Those militias are too far away to put pressure over there anywhere, and over at Mr. Yo's base. It seems like Bad Boy is gonna be able to get the militia in. No.
No, Bad Boy, because he tried to lame that elephant earlier, he couldn't hold the gap in the wall for Mr. Yo for his militia to get there. He had to run from the scout from Mr. Yo, and now Bad Boy simply goes over to Lix's base. And that's a good instant response from Bad Boy to immediately send the militia over there, realizing that Yo is fully walled. Might run into some lions, which would be unfortunate, but he's going to try and do damage over there, and Lix is going for very greedy walls, so he could be damaged by this.
You know, besides Mountain Coast and Al Samim, the rest of the maps over here are going to be pretty standard from what I can see from the draft. Are there any maps that you are maybe hoping to see in case we get to Game 7 or Game 6 or Game 7?
I like that one where it has... Oh my god, Lix is going to get punished hardcore.
I think so.
Unless that lion has something to say about it. Yeah, good stuff there from Bad Boy to snipe that villager.
Good
and
job.
Lix, that's what you get for going for that greedy wall. That's what you get for doing that. You might even lose another vill here.
I think does.
No,
Ah.
he walls it in.
Good quick wall.
It's going to be there for a while, though. I like that one map. Seen some good games on it with like the dry riverbed towards the water at the left side. There's like a dry riverbed with gold in it. It's like an Africa map, I think. And I've seen Yo and Lix go absolutely insane god mode.
Oh,
on that map.
yeah,
Lix,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Going super crazy. Yeah.
I know which one you're talking about. It's from Africa. It's called Costa Joada.
Yeah. Gold Coast, I think, right?
Yes,
I
yes,
think
it's
that's
one
what
of them.
Yeah.
It won the contest for Africa.
Yeah, I like that one. Just because, like, the team combination, we saw it with Bad Boy last time they were playing. Bad Boy and ACCM, and Bad Boy, like, had a really good build there with Mongols, even after getting lamed. As Lix loses another villager here.
This guy goes
but
down for Bad Boy, but the
I
damage
saw-
over here, it's good.
I saw Lix and Yo play it earlier, and it's just insane.
Yeah.
How crazy Lix gets on a map like that.
Yeah, it seems to be kind of a pattern when the players begin in that kind of layout, kind of a line.
Okay, so Loom even coming in from... Wow! Loom just now coming in from Bad Boy, so he was not concerned. As long as he knew where the militia were from Lix, he wasn't concerned about any pressure coming forward from Yo. Delayed Loom until well into the feudal age, and now he's going for an archer range, and he is fully walled behind here with the Britons, so he's going to be secure. Unfortunate gold position for him, though, behind the wood line. Maybe he can chop his way through there. He does have a gold available at the front, however.
For sure. Well, it's going up to the fuel age. Maybe after he chops through, he can just go for a cheap TC over there.
All right, so villager situation. We've got Bad Boy clicking up to the castle age, way in front of Lix right now. And villagers for Yo is 40. Villagers for ACCM is 39. Both players with the wood upgrade and the farm upgrade. And Bad Boy is the first one to get upgrades between him and Lix. Lix is struggling right now, big time.
Yeah, for sure. Well, with the Castle Age here very soon for Bad Boy, we're going to get access to Crossos. He's already trying to mass the archers. He's got only 2 archer ranges and he started producing fairly late, so he's not going to have too many. But even with the walls up from Lix and from Mr. Yo, the extra range from Britons is going to come in quite handy now. I'm not really sure what will be exposed though. Do you see any risk areas?
Woodlines
Yeah.
for Lix are a problem. You
Ready.
set a
Yeah.
crossbow behind each of those, and Lix doesn't have really any production yet. He knows he's far behind in getting to Castle Age, so he's not making archers right now. He put all his eco into getting up purely, and he didn't even have the eco upgrade. So he had made all these farms without horse collar. Did all that wood chopping without double bit axe, and has no archers to show for it. He's got 1 in the archer range right now.
Right. Okay, so Castle Age is here.
Woodlines are going to be an issue.
There we go. The Crossman upgrade's coming up. Are you using the new range indicators, by the way?
Oh, that's horrific. the red circle around it.
Yeah, yeah.
I started casting with that default enabled as the cross was coming on the wood lines, and I had to stop everything I was doing until I figured out how to turn it off. That is the ugliest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Right. I do
In my
like
opinion, anyway.
to enable it in this situation, for instance, and then turn it back off for the rest.
Nova, come on, Nova. We've been playing this game for a long time, bro. You don't need a range indicator. It's like having the range indicators for buildings. Disgusting. Get out of my game. Absolutely horrific.
Oh boy, I definitely do not have both things turned.
I'm not mad. I'm disappointed.
There we go. The second wood line under a lot of pressure, and he's kind of running out of space. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He's going for a TC on the other wood line next to the gold, but the way he's walled in this little circular shape means that all of his wood lines can be ranged. And Lix is just going to be defending with crossbow. Fortunately, he is Britain's as well, so he can go clear up these random 1 to 3 groups of units. And he's going to have 3 TCs up at around the same time as Bad Boy, but he had more idle TC time than him. Bad Boy had that second TC up a little bit sooner, and Bad Boy is going to be ahead in the villager count. Now the Cuman players are going to start to get involved here. We had the double wall off from ACCM. He was super safe in his little corner there. We had the double wall off, or the house walls from Yo, super safe in his corner. And Knights are going to be mixed in now.
Well, with the castle age here a little bit sooner for Mr. Yo, he might be able to catch up or allow his team to catch up in villager count, as we're still waiting for ACCM. Otherwise, Perfect Couple will probably be getting ahead even further.
All right. Castle age a little bit behind for ACCM, but he's going to be fine. And how many stables is my question? Do you go for 3 or do you go absolute crazy maniac god mode 4? 3 from both players. All right.
Yeah, yeah. We have the third one only now coming up for Mr. Yo. He's in no hurry. He's got the I would certainly like to see the third DC for him, given he's got the stone. He doesn't have the wood just yet. But yeah, it's very important to start providing knights over here, as there is some action to be had.
Where do you go with the knights? Like, do you have your crossbows and knights pressure the Britons player, or do you have them pressure the Cumans player? I feel like if you're Perfect Couple, you maybe go after Lix, because you know he's vulnerable already. He's already taken damage. You know the setup of his walls. But if you're Yo and Lix, do you try and damage the Cumans player?
I think I go for Britons. I think I go for Britons, even from Rival Pass's position. Because Mr. Yo got up faster. He's got a head start in that regard. They gotta put pressure against Bad Boy, who's been in a much better position compared to Lix, I think.
ACCM Xing is the front of his own base, so he's saying meet up here, and then we'll head out. Lix is going to keep all his crossbows at home, and Yo is just going to go searching for damage. So he's splitting up all his knights. He's looking around. He's trying to get those little raids in. They're probing right now. They're looking for the military. They're looking for the exposed economy from Perfect Couple.
There we go. The engagement over here
find
is...
the military.
Yeah. It's not going to be a thing. Mr. Yo just disengages. However, they already know where ACCM and Bad Boy are, where they're heading towards. And now, where are the units from Lix? He's sending the crosses back home. What is this? Do you think this is good? I think he should try to meet Mr. Yo.
He got really greedy because he got hit so hard earlier, right? So he's been one range. I think if you're one range, you can't meet with your ally. You have to leave your ally alone. Not in the middle of the map anyway.
Yeah.
From Bad Boy, we have 2 range, right? And he's got a lot more crossbows. So if Lix goes out, he's going to get completely caught out. And he's going to lose his whole military.
He's trying to send the units through the back, so that's going to take a hot minute over there for sure. Meanwhile, ACCM and Bad Boy, they're already here. They might take the stable down and hurt Mr. Yo's ability to keep on producing units.
Mr. Yo's stable's in a rough spot for this engagement too. He goes for another stable back there. Like, one of them is completely cut off from his base. Those ones are right next to the military from ACCM and Bad Boy. And Yo He's just going to be waiting for the perfect moment to engage. Ballistics is almost in from Bad Boy even. Does Yo have a Siege Workshop? He does not, so he can't even get a Mangonel to help him defend here.
See, we see Ballistics coming up over here for Licks. Too few crosses anyway to work with. His entire amount of military is so much smaller compared to just the forward crosses we have from Bad Boy, who already has Ballistics too.
Yo does have more Knights here though than ACCM. It's important to note that ACCM went for that 4th PC, so he's at 94 villagers already. 26.5 minutes into the game. Yo is at 85.
Yeah, he went for the 4th
but
DC.
Yo has more Knights.
Yeah, ACCM went for the 4th DC at the same time Mr. Yo was only adding the 3rd one, so that allows Perfect Couple to stay ahead. We see population overall is much higher for Perfect Couple, and both for military and economy. They're looking much stronger as well, so unless they take an atrocious engagement over here, struggle to see a way back over here for Wild Palace. We'll see.
It's fantastic play from ACCM, going for that extra 2 TCs, so the 4 TC approach. Yo should have more military than him, but Yo does not because he's taken out 2 stables. Now he's denied another one. So Yo can't even jump ahead in production. Look at the Knight numbers now, 29 to 24. Crossbow numbers looking better for Bad Boy as well. He's on the way to Imperial Age, and I think Perfect Couple should probably just hold this position right now. Keep the Knights coming, keep the crossbows out here, wait until Bad Boy gets to Imperial Age, and then you can start the push maybe.
That'd be good. Mr. Yo's going up to the Imperial Age right now, but he does not have anywhere near as many units or the production potential. However, I'm pretty sure Mr. Yo was able to click up to the Imperial Age only because of the production disruption from Perfect Couple.
Production disruption. That's a good name for a team, actually. I like that. The PD.
Yeah. Outprobing is also a good one, which I like, by the way. I like that one.
Outprobing?
Yeah, they're out. They're probing.
Okay. Look S. Probing what?
Up to the listener.
Come near me. All right, big fight. Big fight under the TC. Yo does not have enough Knights. ACCM has a lot of Knights, but where are they? It says he's got 36. Are they all here? He's got 20 of them here. So his reinforcements will be coming, and I think Bad Boy and ACCM are in a position where they can just keep pushing through here. Crossbows from Bad Boy are behind this. Yo and Licks falling back. All these farms are idle, by the way, so Yo is not really getting food income from that.
And oh boy, this has been really good for Perfect Couple as well. And the amount of crosses made also a huge difference as it was so much higher for Bad Boy.
Yo on garrisons, but there's more Knights on the way from ACCM. 37 Knights on the field, only 10 from Yo right now. Bad Boy gets to Imperial Age. ACCM is not on the way to Imp, so that's important to note. If he gets this army cleared up, it's going to be Cavalier against Knight. But still, he's got 37 of them. He should be fine.
Yeah, man, that's a big if. The amount of units over here for ACCM doesn't really allow for Mr. Yo to hold on. There's so much economy over here. Completely idle too. Plus extra crosses coming over. Very soon to be Arbalisters.
It's over.
Yeah.
It should be over now. There's another wave of Knights coming back across. Licks is now sending food to Yo. Yo is losing more villagers right now, down to 70 villagers. 140 for ACCM.
Oh boy. Oh boy. This is a great set, Dave. Do you know what you think? But I'm loving it.
Yeah, it's very, very even. I think ACCM and Bad Boy really bringing the top level right now. And Yo's probably like, yeah, man, thanks for that 354 food. And Licks, I kind of have a Siege Workshop all over my face. There's kind of Arbalists here, and there's a lot of Knights. And now the Knights from ACCM moving back across to Licks' base. ACCM now clicks up to Imperial Age. And
oh boy.
You know
ACCM?
what? WWP have found a way to survive somehow here.
For the time being, right? But I'm taking a look
Yeah.
at the stable count right now. Mr. Yo is on 5 and he's trying to get the 6th stop, but he cannot do it because of the Arbalesters. However, ACCM, he's on 10 stable. Actually, 8, he's going for 2 more. Once he gets to the Imperial Age, how do you stop that? He's producing from 8 right now.
I'll take you don't stop that for 500.
And it's correct.
Yep.
You don't.
You don't stop it. 33 knights, and he's probably gonna have like 40 by the time he reaches in, or 50. Instantly upgrade to Cavalier, and you're gonna be in deep trouble. Oh, look at that house wall! Look at the house walls on the Cavalier.
Beautiful.
Yo, that's like his entire army right there. You're stuck, my friend. Perfect.
So yeah, this is a best of 7. I just noticed that I have it wrong in Capture H, but with this result, assuming that this goes in favor of Perfect Capo, which,
Ooh.
yeah, we have a 6-game guaranteed already.
Oh, ACCM added 2 more stables. Lix is going to be forward, though. Lix is trying for a counterattack. This is the first attack that they've had since his Drush. They've been responding ever since.
Yeah, going, you know, along, how many stables do we have over here? Going along 11 stables, I don't think this is going to be too good. Well,
47 knights, 50 knights by the time he reaches in. With capped ram coming out from Bad Boy now. Not a unit you see that all that often from Britons. The capped ram.
yeah, for sure. Double Siege Workshop's going to be enough. Why not
Oh no.
ACCM though? Ah, still not. It just now got to the Imperial Age, I guess.
Okay, ACCM, fight. Please fight with your knights, please. There we go.
Uh-oh. Is he fighting though? Oh, right now.
Yep.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything, man.
No, it does not. It does not. And Lix is coming over with a few Lix has 52 Arbalists, actually. How? He's gonna hit Bad Boy's base, I guess. He's gonna be able to kill some villagers over here. And he's got some Arbalists defending Yo. The fact that they're even still alive here is phenomenal teamwork. With Lix sending resources over to Yo, but this capped ram means that Yo will need to engage at some point or lose the TC. Lix is killing villagers from Bad Boy. And ACCM feels perfectly comfortable just going out and taking that stone in the gorge now.
Yeah, and he should. Now the Arbalesters from Lix will most likely end up getting cleaned up. We have Cavalier over here coming over, and even with the choke point over there, it's not really much of a choke point actually. He's getting surrounded anyway.
Paladin
the end.
incoming from ACCM.
Yeah.
There
And
are
there we go.
49 Arbalists in Yoziko shredding his Cavalier, and like you said, game is over. 2-2.
It is 2-2. Game number 5 then will be played on the remaining home map, which I'm taking a look at right now. Is going to be. Wait. Yeah, I had the wrong maps marked up over here. So Mountain Coast went in favor of Wild Palace, and this one went in favor of Perfect Couple. Wait. Wild Palace won. And Mountain Coast, right? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so game number 5 is going to take place in Ushuaia, actually. Have you seen that one?
It rings a bell, yes, but I can't quite oh, this is the one where it's like the ice in the middle with the penguins and stuff?
Yeah, yeah.
No. It is?
It is. It is. So you have
So
seen it.
this
That's
is from
good.
the Americas. Is this supposed to be like southern Argentina? Southern Chile? Where is
Yeah.
this supposed to be based? There's
Southern
penguin.
Argentina.
Okay.
Let me get the map guide over here as well at hand. So it's there if you want it in the server.
Oh, we've seen this one. We've seen this one many times.
Okay, there we go. I'm in game. I'm all cut up. Are you here?
Oh, dude, I've never been more here. We're
Okay.
here. Real time, all right? This is happening in front of our eyes, Nova. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank
In
you
the
for
moment.
being here, man. Thank you for being here with.
Right now, right here.
Yeah. And we tried to get together for a
Eurasia.
while.
Yeah, exactly. On a map I can't even pronounce. I'm happy to be here. I'm pleased. I'm elated. Honestly, I'm using big words now.
Yeah, I can see
game
that.
number 5, dude. I'm actually stoked because we get to see Goss from Licks, which is just, I mean, that's just content at that point, right?
It is. It is. We have Lithuanians for Mr. Yo as well, which you cannot go wrong with, especially with Mr. Yo. And yeah, what do we get for Perfect Couple? What do you think about the Civs here?
I like Goss a lot, and I can already see what Licks is planning. He's going to have some villagers fighting, taking the shorefish on the middle, I believe, in Dark Age, with some militia as well. Lithuanians for Yo means that he can go to the wood earlier. As you see right now, he's only got 4 villagers on those deer, and he's going to have the dock up pretty quick here. And he's going to boom up a little bit on the water, maybe get to Feudal Age, contest it. Meanwhile, on the other side, we have Persians for ACCM, which is fantastic. They're going to get their dock a little bit sooner as well.
Yeah.
And then Aztecs for Bad Boy, which is an interesting pick here. But I guess he's going to go into that militia and or men-at-arms kind of build as well.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Aztecs, by getting faster, you know, training military units can be good, but then against Gods, it's not going to be quite the same, right? Gods get 20% faster working barracks versus the 11% faster training military for Aztecs, so... yeah, pretty interesting. Plus, Gods are cheaper too. Do you expect to see a non-ending stream of infantry coming from Licks this game?
It'll depend, right? If the opponents get to Feudal Age at a reasonable time and they're producing water military, suddenly your infantry are underwhelming, I think is the word that I would use, especially against like fire galleys or demos or galleys, right? So
Yeah.
it all depends on the positioning here, but I could see an instance where it would be useful as ACCM now comes out for the dock, makes it right in the middle of the ice. Gonna hope that doesn't shift around a little bit, whereas Yo makes his against the shoreline, and he's already got fishing ships out, and those are gonna be harassed by the scout from ACCM, and this is why it's dangerous. It's a bit of a risk to come out here for this, right?
Yeah,
Because they can
absolutely.
just be harassed by your starting scout.
For sure. So he's bringing his own scout along to try and push that away. He also managed to get a hit off with the villager, I think, so the scout's a little weaker over here for ACCM. And Mr. Yo does push him away.
No dock at all for Lake Sonova. He doesn't want to participate in this fishing business.
Oh, man.
He is just simply going... He doesn't want to go into the family business. He wants to branch out on his own, and he's going for militia right now immediately. And this is going to be faster than ACCM and Bad Boy suspect, I think. A lot of players would go for the dock first and then the militia, but Lynx is just all in on the militia.
Yeah. And you know what? With these militias coming over here, all the fishing ships most likely going down, of course. Now the militia's going to push the scout away or take it down right up. Oh, there's the villager over there, though. Hadn't seen it.
Yep, and militia for Bad Boy as well, so barracks immediately for 2 of them.
Okay. So it's a very interesting position where we have Gods producing infantry units faster because the faster dock compared to Aztecs, but then Persians specifically against Lithuanians will be having faster working docks in the Feudal Age. So it's kind of like a trade-off, so to say.
5% though. Like
5%.
It sounds nice. But it sounds nice, but that's like 1 or 2 seconds that you forgot to queue up a fire galley at the beginning, right?
Fair point.
It gets better with age, and Yo's going to be there first, so his docks are going to start producing before ACCMs.
There we go. Yeah, with the village being here first for Mr. Yo compared to anybody else is good. Militias are coming around from Bad Boy.
That's a dead villager right there, surely, right?
Should be.
And maybe some weak fishing ships as well. But look on the other side, we got Bad Boy with the scout from ACCM, so another dead villager on the other side as Yo tries to get this vill back here. That's never going to happen. Villager from ACCM might actually escape.
There we go, they
Maybe.
got it.
There we go.
There you are.
He's going to die, and now they see the hunting villagers over there from Bad Boy. So suddenly Lix has another area to target. He's trying to kill the militia that are targeting the fishing ships here from Mr. Yo. And Lix has so many bills gathering near that dock. Look at that, Nova. A demo, please. ACCM, we require a demolition raft as soon as you get to feudal age. Please, thank you. It doesn't matter about Yo's water dominance. If you kill 5 villagers with a demolition raft from Lix, he's done. He's gone.
That'd be so nasty, but does he know about the vills? I think he's got vision on the dock only. Did he see if he saw the villagers?
I don't know. I mean,
he's gotta find out.
If Bad Boy saw those vills, he would have X'd that. And it's a fire galley instead for ACCM. They just never go for the big plays, you know?
Yeah.
They just never go for the big plays. Never the big demo plays.
Still have a little bit of a better position over here for Wild Wolf Palace. Potentially because of Lix's stock over here. While Bad Boy... It seems like he's going to go for a dock down south on the left-hand side, or is he trying to sneak villagers?
I think that's a dock there, and then he's going to use the villagers to fish, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, there
he's going for it.
Do those penguins attack, though? I think they do, right?
They do, but they are very weak. Don't do too much. They're mostly a nuisance.
Alright, 3 docks here for ACCM. It's got 3 fire galleys queued now. And I wonder when they start adding in the demos, especially when you see those repair villagers there. A demolition ship that takes out the repair villagers and does damage to the fire galleys is so worth it, in my opinion.
It is. Well, the series is only on 2. So ACCM...
See the vills now.
Oh, there we go. Oh, come on. No, he's still going for fire galleys. The villagers are bailing though. I think Lix knows.
Yeah.
He got spotted, he
wanted
goes
enough
away.
Food.
Yeah.
He just wanted enough to go up to feudal age. And
yeah, that makes
now
sense.
There's a demo from Mr. Yo and finally a demo from ACCM. As they get more numbers on the field, demos start to become more viable. And meanwhile, Lix sending 2 villagers forward with 3 militia. So I wonder how many militia he's created this game. Be interesting to see.
How do you get to cross with 2 villagers with all the madness going on water? Did he not get spotted?
No, I think he just went right across. Like there's a straight path there, and he's going for another barracks here. So Lix, a lot of infantry. He's gone out with more villagers towards that ice at the south, and I think he's maybe thinking about another dock there. Bad Boy making some fishing ships in the south there as he's trying to get to feudal age.
Man, Mr. Yo is getting full water control over here. Just got a good demo shot as well.
And he's going for a blacksmith, and he's slowly like walling off too this entire area.
Yeah, good job. They could potentially go for the team wall, although Lix is not going for it right now. He's the one putting pressure, so I guess it's not quite as...
Okay, that's an archer range. I thought he was making another barracks at the back. He already made one there. He's got a militia queued. He's housed. He's getting men-at-arms, and now Lix, this is the last thing you wanted if you're ACCM and Bad Boy. Lix in the middle of both of your economies with production buildings, and Yo having a fishing eco behind this. And ACCM actually comes forward with a tower. What is this tower? Maybe he feels like the villagers are just over here and they can't escape because of the navy from Mr. Yo. So he had to do something. He tried to get a tower down there, and now he's going to run away. Good defense from Mr. Yo, and ACCM can't really cross this ice because there could be a demo waiting for him.
Oh boy, up north, the Minotaurs, so check this out. 1 village down already. We're going to see another one going down for sure, and that's a lot of disruption from Lix.
And Bad Boy's up to Castle Age.
Oh man.
Bad Boy's just leaving his ally alone for the time being. He's got an archer range. He's got 2 archer ranges. And he's walled up on his side. And he says, well, as long as the men-at-arms aren't hitting me, I'm fine. He's going to go up to Castle Age. My question is, what does he go into? Does he try and take back the water? Does he go into crossbows immediately? It seems like a crossbow play right now. But how many is he going to have? By the time he gets there, ACCM
Wow.
just calls GG.
That's just going to be GG right there. Well, we certainly had a very nice lead for Wild Palace. Even if Perfect Couple could not see the worker count, the score is going to be very one-sided. And while Wabo was going up, his ally was dead. You take a look at the worker count for ACCM, not looking good.
I want to see what happened to those forward villagers when I look back. I feel like that might be why he resigned. Maybe they got demoed or something.
Yeah, it's a good question.
Oh, no.
That's actually...
They, fire galleys took out 4 of them. Oh, and then there was the men-at-arm chasing the last one. Oh, no, man.
That's the moment.
Tragic.
He calls it. True.
Yeah, yeah. And they got into the wood line, too, the men-at-arms. I want to see how many villagers heal. ACCM, 0 eco kills and 15 losses that game.
Oof, man. Oof is the only thing I can think of in that situation.
Yeah.
Big oof.
Yeah. That's terrible, dude.
And for overall KD, everything else was also kind of falling apart for ACCM. Well, he lost 15 villages. He also ended up losing 10 military units. He was only able to get 5 kills himself.
How many militia did... Is there any way on Capture H to see how many licks made?
I don't think so, but that's actually a pretty neat idea for a new feature. You can only see the most trained units.
From like the top score of the one team. So like I can see Bad Boy's militia.
Yeah.
I can't see Lix's militia, unfortunately.
Let me try something. Maybe does it change when I switch the captain? No, it doesn't. Okay.
No.
Well, pretty good job from Wild Palace. They do end up taking this one, and that was a very interesting game. There was no way for sure to know how it was going to go at the very beginning, especially because of the different strengths for the civilizations as we discussed, the faster working docks for ACCM civilizations, the extra resources for Mr. Euro Leon, the faster training militias, and yeah, we were expecting a 6-game series over here at least since the previous game. Now we're gonna jump into game number 6, which is going to take place on Perfect Couple's map of choice. Let's see what that is.
I'm here.
Perfect. Are you sure?
Oh, I'm 100% sure.
Okay.
I'm here in the moment. Right now. Right here. Game 6. And immediately my attention goes to what civ is Lix. And Lix is playing as Vikings.
Interesting.
Okay. So maybe another Drush potential. Yo is playing as Persians. Yo will likely go for the water here.
Lix is forward. Take a look at that.
Ooh, he's already laming the boar. And Bad Boy, you know what though? I've said it twice. Bad Boy did get lamed as Mongols on this map last time around, and he recovered very, very well. But it always hurts to lose that boar for sure. You do have options you can go to. You can go to the deer at the bottom, which is what he did. And there's berries down there, so there's certainly options for food, but this is going to hurt him for sure.
So, yeah, that's exactly what he did last time around. He could do that once again, of course. It's going to hurt timing a little bit, because you do have to send the villagers away, but it's still... Alright, with Mongols, you can recover pretty well compared to other civilizations because of the faster working hunters. Now, I do find it interesting, though, that he's playing Mongols over here. Usually you're going to see... What do you expect over here? Do you expect to see a full land kind of a play from Bad Boy, or do you expect him to try and contest water?
Archers from Bad Boy, Drush and archers from Lix, and then Yo and ACCM are going to be on water, basically.
That's usually what you expect.
ACCM's already docked, and it's a re. Bad Boy saw you got lamed, and it's a re.
There you go. That's a good use of it.
Yeah, especially if you're Mongols, right? You want to get those boars in early. Lix is gonna be like, but. Lix even lamed that boar, only getting 1 hit on his scout too. So it's easy in single player. It's a little bit harder when you're playing online with a little bit of lag to do that. So that was good from him.
Let me check. The lobby is not up just yet. There is no spec delay, so it's to be expected. We're basically as live as the players were. Interesting. So do you expect Lix to go for the lane once again? Do you expect him to... Is it going to be unexpected if he goes for it again?
He'll go forward and see. He might as well, right? Why not?
Yeah. By the way, about the other semifinal, I'm getting a question over here. If we know when the next semifinal is going to take place. We don't know just yet. We are still waiting for one quarterfinal to get played for the next semifinal to be defined. So it's been kind of tricky, but yeah, it's fine if we delay the semifinal and the finals over here a little bit. Especially as to not to collide with Battle Africa, right? We want to have the tournaments take place on separate dates. Yeah.
I'll be right back, dude.
Okay. There we go. Love is here. Mr. Yo, Babu, Lix, ACCM, they're all here right away, which is very nice. We've been live for close to 3 hours. We are jumping into game number 6 in a moment now. What I'm not too sure about though is I am muted or not on Dave's stream. If I am, then, well, there's that. If I am not, hi, Dave's stream as well. I hope you guys have enjoyed Terra Nova Duos so far. We still have, besides this one, 3 more series to go for, 1 quarterfinal set, 1 semifinal, and the grand finals, of course. It's been great having Dave here. We've tried to co-cast some of these sets for a while already, actually, and we just couldn't get together, but now we could, so it's all good. Now the game's here. I'm jumping into it, and I'm pretty sure Dave's gonna be there in a moment as well. There we go, it's loading up. First thing that I... Not muted? Okay, thank you. The first thing that I'll do is just take a look at Lix, obviously. And see if he's gonna try to go for it once again. Alright, we're in the game. Actually, you know what? I'm going to pause it here. 1 minute. We're going to wait for Dave to be back. So we don't have too much action over here, especially as Dave's viewers are not going to see the game, I imagine.
Dude, don't pause for me. Who cares? They've seen enough Age of Empires. We don't need to pause.
Okay. So, Bad Boy actually sends the scout forward right away. And he's going to try and lame, I think. Nah, he doesn't.
Alright, give me 1 second here, guys. I'm gonna be in soon.
Flying Dave incoming. He's going for it!
Yeah, I'm in.
Keep an eye on Bad Boy.
He's already lamed 2 sheep, dude.
Yeah.
He's already lamed 2 sheep. And he's taken the boar and he's taken it on a roundabout route. But Lix will have the scout there to counter this. Lix's scout is quite weak, but Bad Boy has a boar chasing after, so can't really engage against that. And Bad Boy's going to have to take this boar all the way back towards his TC. That will not be in time underneath there by the time his first one expires, so he'll need to figure out his food situation while luring this in. It's going to be a difficult few seconds here for Bad Boy.
Oh man, I don't know about that. It's good job though. Bad Boy so far has minimized the damage he's been taking from the scout, so now Lix's only option is going to be to block the boar, which means that as long as Bad Boy plays his cards right and he just stops whenever the boar gets too far, he should be able to get it.
I love this. Just to stand still and watch, micro, and then
Yeah.
click away as soon as your opponent goes to attack your scout. And this is going to be perfect. Absolutely perfect from Bad Boy. Great lure over there, and he's going to be playing as Mongols with 3 boars underneath his TC. So fast feudal age into likely archers here on the flank. I could see a world where he would mix in scouts as well. It could be a possibility.
Yeah, you know, this is definitely worth the restart. I'll tell you that much.
100%. 100%. And Lix with the HP on his scout, and with Bad Boy scout still hanging around, can't really justify maybe laming the third boar or the second boar from Bad Boy. And Bad Boy is going to bring it in before that's even a possibility.
By the way, for anybody who might be just jumping into the set right now, Rival Pass has already utilized the restart in game number 2, if I'm not mistaken, so they cannot do it. And we are past the window to restart the game anyway.
Yep. look at the difference here between Lithuanians and Persians. So Yo has his first fishing ship out. ACCM has already 50% done his third fishing ship. And remember, Yo used Lithuanians last game. They got the W with it. And ACCM used Persians last game. We'll see if it's a similar theme where the Lithuanians get a little bit further ahead in water production.
Certainly seems to me like Perfect Couple must have calculated this. They probably knew, you know, better to save the civilization for game number 6 if necessary. If they already had Rivulet in mind.
Yeah, maybe. Bad Boy even going down south to take the hunt and take the berries. Lix is already there with a mill, and Bad Boy, unsurprisingly, is the first one up to the feudal age. Lix is really struggling for food here. He doesn't have a boar to drop off the food from, so he's sitting at 214 food right now, Nova. He just killed some more deer, so it's not like he can force drop that, and he's just only on sheep at the moment, so he's going to be really delayed with his uptime because he lost that boar.
Yeah, it's super rough. He does manage to get 2 sheep over here from... I'm not really sure if those were Bad Boy or ACCMs, but it's just peanuts. Compared to the boar, it doesn't really matter at this stage.
And there's the barracks from Bad Boy in the south. And he's going to go for archers in the south. He knows all about the villagers down there from Lakes because they just attacked his scout.
By the way, what is that villager doing over there from Licks?
It's punching. It's just Licks things. I mean, he's got his scout there, so he should be fine, right?
I need them out, man. They are stabbing here.
This Vil was chased all the way up the hill. I think he was passing by the mill over there from Bad Boy, and Bad Boy saw him, and now Lix is going to try and sneak that villager back there. Archer range on the way from Bad Boy. Lix is still a minute and 30 seconds away from the feudal age. ACCM also going to get to feudal age first, but Yo is all over ACCM's dock villager, and can ACCM contest the water here, Nova, with only 1 dock, even though he's faster up to the next age? Yo doing a fantastic job walling in that villager and killing it. Now ACCM has to run all the way down here with the Newville to get a dock here.
This is huge. That's going to be double the production potential for Mr. Yo. And also, he got ever so slightly up to the fuel age a little bit faster, so he's going to have a little bit of a head start already.
Lix is walling up his home base. He still has the 3 villagers in the south on the berries and needs to run away with those probably. When he gets to feudal age, he will get wheelbarrows, so I guess he can be fast enough to run away from the archers. And it's going to be Viking Eco, which you can never sleep on. But definitely not the greatest start for him, as he's going to have sneak archer ranges at the back of ACCM's base.
He's already managed to get the barracks up. Now the villagers are here.
Imagine, okay, Nova, imagine he sneaks in behind that gold and ACCM doesn't notice. Oh, he's going to make the rage there. Okay. All right.
That would be
good,
huge,
though, as long
man.
as he waits long enough to pop out.
Let me take a look at his base. Yeah, he's already on gold. Should be able to produce units, and he doesn't need to be paying attention though on the berries. Now
like
he
I
is.
said, wheelbarrow. He's gonna be fine.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, good job though.
That. It's quite difficult up the hill, but yeah, he'll be fine with wheelbarrow. Be able to at least escape with 2, maybe even the 3rd one. Oh, ACCM seeing the house from Lix, and he's gonna be like, uh-oh. And Lix is trying to go in here with the vills. He's even attacking the villager from ACCM. He's like, I'm here. Deal with me.
Only 1 archer range, but already enough to start putting pressure. Man, there is nothing over here for ACCM to defend himself. Nothing? I don't think he's got a... He doesn't even have a barracks, man.
Well, no, he's going for water control, right?
Yeah.
He's not set up to do it. That's why you hit on land the guy who's going for water. That's a fantastic wall off there from ACCM. Even going for stone walls in this situation, he's managed to kind of save his wood line on this side. Meanwhile, Mr. Yo controlling the water. ACCM still building up ships right there, so he has enough that he could contest it and potentially take it back. And Yo booming up behind, and Bad Boy tried to go to Yo's base, but Yo is already fully walled. Big walls too. Plenty of space to wall behind this.
Yeah, absolutely. So he's trying to break through. Shouldn't be able to do too much. Meanwhile, down south, ACCM does have enough already to clean this up, even. I'm really sure that'll be enough for him to get full water control, though. As Mysterio can still keep on going for more ships himself, too.
Well, he's going for... He's got another villager on Mysterio's side of the water, too. I don't know if he's going for another dock there or something. Pops out with the demo ship, gets a good hit there.
No, Mysterio's still looking a little bit better here. Yeah, he's just popped the units out one of the docks over here, or did they get expelled?
I think they might have... No, he popped them out. They didn't get expelled yet. He's got three more fire galleys coming out of the other dock, and Bad Boy is actually surrounding Lix right now. Lix has killed a villager, finally. So I think that's the first villager he's killed from this. As this is a very interesting wall off from Bad Boy and ACC. Look at this. We got the little Y formation in between them. The team walls with Lix in the middle.
Oh boy.
And a forward blacksmith.
Yeah. That's pretty good. It's certainly going to... It's going to prevent the units from just roaming around. There we go. Still keeps on, well, going around with these archers just around the ACCM's economy. Might be able to get a villager over here, I think. Maybe two. Wow.
Maybe. ACCM has been distracted on water, and he keeps sending them right back out to this side. Like, he sends them back to the wood line, and the villagers automatically task over to the right side, which he's fully blocked out from running. So he's going to lose 3 more vills here. This is tragic, and this might be the end of the road for Perfect Couple, honestly.
Well, yeah, I don't see any counter pressure over here with Bad Boy. Unable to do anywhere near as much damage with the archers, and then with... Well, ACCM does manage to get water, though, at the very least. Mysterio was looking much stronger, but no longer.
Yeah. ACCM trying to just gain control of that, and then he can add fishing ships, maybe gain an advantage. But Yo had those fishing ships alive for a very long time. Still has 3 of them alive right now. He's still running from the ships. Now, archers kill a villager on Lix's woodline, but Lix is not the one you want to be killing right now, as often is with WWP. You want to be killing Yo. And you just can't get to Yo because Lix is in the way. But the archers go right around the town center. Right around. Bad Boy's like, I need to do some damage here. He doesn't lose any of those. Unfortunately, he's stuck now because Lix can simply go to the woodline in the south. And these archers are completely stuck at the top.
That was a perfect reaction from Lix, Dave. Now Bad Boy's trying to break out of here. Might be able to do it. It's going to take a hot minute. Meanwhile, on the left-hand side. Yeah, still have a lot of pressure coming up, but Lix actually send the villagers over to the south, and he's got an extra archer range over there. Beautiful.
Yep. Lix and Yo identifying that the one you want to pressure on land is the guy going for water. Because he's going to be completely distracted. He's going to have no defenses whatsoever. And ACCM has been super punished by that. Lix with some great positioning there. Bad Boy going up to the castle age first, though. So this is the risk, right? You punish the guy that's going water. You don't touch the guy that's going land. And maybe the guy that's going land gets up to castle age first and is able to punish you for that.
Yeah, and it's been a different approach for both teams, with Perfect Couple putting more pressure over here against Lix. Interestingly enough, though, ACCM does end up getting water control, or at the very least, contesting water still over here. I think he should be able to get water control.
He still hasn't killed these goddamn fishing ships, Nova, from Mr. Yo. He's now fishing right next to his dock. They've been alive for the entire game.
Well, it's going to be now on Bad Boy's hand to see if this game actually can keep on going or not. He's got the most archers right now in the game. He's got 20 ranged units with 18 archers, soon to be crossbows. And Mr. Yo
from Bad Boy.
Oh, where?
That was fantastic. Bad Boy was just debating with one archer, and he clears up like all the archers from Lix with his skirmishers. It's fantastic.
Gotta take a look at this.
So good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, God. I just see it now.
Perfect angles on that.
Absolutely. Well,
right,
yeah.
So crossbow coming in for Bad Boy. He's now in the castle age. And he's going for university immediately. And he's really taking advantage of the fact there was Hunt on the bottom. And that's why he was up so early. And he can actually shift those villagers around with the Mongols to get to the extra Hunt that's still available. Crossbow upgrade is in. He's going to kill a villager from Mr. Yo. Mr. Yo, though, with 2 stables already getting bloodlines now. And he's going to have Persian Knights on the field shortly.
Same situation once again. Bad Boy gets to the castle edge, like instantly drops a university, and now he's going for ballistics too. There is a limit to the amount of damage Licks could do on the left hand side with only archers, even with the towers over here, especially because of ACCM's save wood line on the left hand side. But still, yeah, now the castle edge is here for Mr. Yo with a bonus that Persian Knights get against archer units. This should be enough for him to clean Bad Boy's units up.
Ooh, Yo's trying to go to a different gold as well, but Bad Boy is already sitting there. Bad Boy is ready. Bad Boy is sitting around the eco from Licks, around the eco from Yo, and he now has tabs on the stables. So he knows there's something in there. He's going to retreat with some of these crossbows.
Here we go. There's
when does ACCM click up here? Right now? Soon.
Should be able
up right
to.
now.
Yeah. Very soon. Oh man, that's one villager going down around Lix's farms. 2 villages actually going down. And so far, EcoKD has been actually better for Perfect Apple. They have 13 to 11.
Yeah, and the economy right now is actually headed for them. Now,
what a nice
ACCM
comeback.
has a few fishing ships, and ACCM is still behind in an age, right? So you need to consider that. Also, you need to consider the fact that Bad Boy is playing wide open at home. He kind of has walls to the TCs, but that's not going to stop Knights if they really want to get in. And there's really nothing there to defend. So I think Bad Boy really needs to wall up his main base. He's going for a TC in the north. And he needs to hide this army, this crossbow army. Wait for Yo's Knights to get out of position and then show up. And he might catch a glimpse of these villagers here, Nova.
That's so good.
Does he see the vills? He
knows.
does! Oh, that's
He knows.
huge. That's so big. This is the comeback moment here for Bad Boy and ACCM as Yo goes in the other direction with the Knights. Yo is going to lose the villagers going up for that TC. That is fantastic play from Bad Boy.
That is just so good. It is. Now he denies the extra TC down south with extra crossbows too. This is... Oh god, we might have a full set over here in our hands.
Bad Boy is playing so well. This is his map, man. Honestly, him with Mongols, this is his map. He
After a
dictated the
restart,
game
yeah.
Last time I saw it, yeah. He's doing it again.
Man, good job. Stable coming up over here for ACCM. That is the first stable ACCM's. Oh god, this is so rough. First stable for him.
Dude, ACCM's whole game has been rough so far.
Yeah.
He's just been dealing with licks. And look at Bad Boy, even sniping villagers. He's just getting whatever value he can. He kills, what, 3-4 villagers with those
I think
crossbows
so.
before they go down?
Yeah. That was definitely worth it for him. Plus the 9, or at the very least delaying the TCs was huge as well. And Perfect Apple significantly ahead in eco units right now. ACCM
Okay,
for
Bad
sure.
Boy.
With full water control as well, which can also play a role later on in the game if you can get like a few demo ships, for instance, across the rivulet.
Yeah. Bad Boy, you need to wall at home. You cannot be playing open like this. You know this. And Lix, oh my god, Lix is in Castle Age, and now he shifts his focus to Bad Boy with the Siege Workshop. So Bad Boy is going to face some pressure at home. His archer ranges are in the south, which is unfortunate positioning for him, which means he can't reinforce. He'll need some sort of defenses at home, and he doesn't really have the means for that right now. Maybe his ally. Maybe that's it.
Maybe. See Horse Scholar coming up now for Bad Boy. Nice. There you go. Lix trying to break through.
ACCM clearing up some stuff from Lix, and like you said, Lix is trying to break through. Bad Boy goes for another TC in defense. That's his 4th TC. This one is purely for the fence, and Lix is going to be in there. Is this TC going to be up on time? Lix is going to see that. 2 villagers dead.
Yes,
3
sir.
vills. And TC's up.
A little bit of a struggle over here for Licks, especially as he still does not have ballistics. These crosses are not quite as effective on long range, so he kind of struggles to get more picks over there. But it's an interesting situation for sure. Licks is going to be sticking to 1 TC full pressure over here, which could potentially work out, but it really depends on how Bad Boy reacts to this push. And so far, he's done a pretty good job.
Yeah, I think what Bad Boy needs to look out for right now is the Knights from Mr. Yo. Where are they? Eventually, they're going to collapse on all of your stuff. There's Knights in the south. You can see that. They're now attacking his archer ranges down there. So at least he's tracking some of them. But if the Knights come from behind while Licks has a Mangonel in front, you might be in trouble. Or if they're raiding your eco with +2, maybe in trouble.
Good defense so far for Bad Boy as well. He's done a good job. We see a Monk over here from Licks getting a conversion against ACCM's Knights, and it seems like he should be able to hold on over here. Now, Licks he's got 3 archer ranges. They are all forward, right?
Oh!
Yeah.
That Mangonel shot from Licks. Oh my god. Bad Boy could have just split around that, but instead he went in the other direction, and Licks just absolutely rocks him. Licks also taking the Mangonel down from Bad Boy, but the Knights are coming in here from ACCM. They'll be able to take that out. And ACCM has Knights in the north here now that are looping around to this side. They're going to find some damage maybe up there against Mr. Yo's eco. They know where that TC foundation was placed earlier.
Yeah, he's trying to go. Should be able to clean up those crossbows for sure. And if we take a look at Mr. Yo, Mr. Yo is fine. It seems like they are going to be okay. For the most part over here is going to be just Rival Pass putting pressure around Perfect Couple, who are playing defensive, trying to hold on to their stronger worker count.
ACCM went out for that gold, really? He went out for the gold in the south.
Yeah.
Right next to both of the archery ranges from Licks. What are you thinking? There is no world in which it is okay to go out for that gold. That's 3 villagers, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think you can forgive.
Oh god.
I think you can forgive like the early villager losses from ACCM. That's fine, right? You understand that. That's a forward from Licks. But you have to have your military down here if you're going out for that.
And you know what? Now Mr. Yu is gearing up to ramp his pressure up. Up north, he's got a siege workshop. He's got an extra stable coming up as well. The foundation's there. And yeah, he keeps on roaming around as well on the left-hand side with Knights around. It's, I don't even know what to think of anymore. It was looking so good for Perfect Couple. Now Rival Pass getting a little bit of a lead. Even Licks getting very close to going up to the Imperial Age himself. What a game.
Yep. Bad Boy is playing this very well, I have to say. And ACCM is... I don't want to say like he's dropping the ball or anything, but I think this game he's not playing. Yeah. He's struggled very hard, yeah. And even like sending the Knights back while your ally is getting both his TCs attacked in the north up here, and you just run right through that army without engaging under the TC. It's a bit suspect, but he's definitely distracted in multiple locations.
Meanwhile, on the left-hand side, still the Mangonels dancing around over here. By the way, the latest update introduced a change that should be affecting the Mangonels. Now it shouldn't be possible anymore to, I think, delete the Mangonels and have the what do you call it? The projectiles deal full damage, if I'm mistaken, right?
Yeah, I think that was removed. Licks is on the way up to Imp, dude.
Yeah.
Holy.
He's up.
I know the extra like radius for the blast damage was removed.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe a casualty of that was the full damage when you're shooting uphill.
Right.
Unfortunately.
Let's see. Oh man, that TC's going down for Bad Boy up north. That's a lot of Knights from Mr. Yo.
This is WWP's set. This is their game and this is their set. I mean, what can Bad Boy do against this?
Nothing.
ACCM calls the GG, and
wow,
that's a crazy win for WWP.
Incredible game over here. What? Dude, this was so much looking like Perfect Couple's game up until the left-hand side that the villagers going down. I don't know what ACCM was doing with those villagers over there. It was a big struggle from him afterwards. Well played, man.
Yeah, he was trying to get gold. I mean, he had a TC foundation going on the gold at the north. But I think there's really no excuse to go down there without knight support or without something. Make
Yeah,
a TC there
anything.
or something. There's 2 archer ranges here. There's 2 archer ranges here. You know they're here. Like, you cannot do that. And he did anyway. Bad Boy, I think, played that game phenomenally. I think he brought them back in. And yeah, ACCM was just struggling from the get-go.
So yeah, hey, we successfully complete the full series co-casting, which is a first.
Only some slight technical difficulties, but we're good.
Yeah. I'm
Finally did it. It's been months.
True, and I'm so sorry. It seems like every time that I have to co-cast with you, something happens. But yeah, we managed to pull through, and it was a great set. We do end up getting 6 out of 7 games. This is very close to as good as it gets. So good stuff, man.
All right, dude. Well, I just want to, before I go, I just want to thank you for the tournament. It's been fantastic. I've cast a few sets already, and I'm really enjoying it. So thank you for organizing, you and Huey.
Yeah.
And I look forward to the next, I guess there's the quarterfinals on the other side, the semis, and then the finals, right?
Yeah, we still have 3 more sets. So big shout out for sure to Huevo Coyoto. You know, he's put just so much. It's disgusting the amount of time that he's put into the tournament with almost nothing in return. He's done just so much in the community. Shout out to him and to Matt Caller for putting the prize pool he's sponsoring the tournament.
Oh, Matt Caller as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Me and Tristan call him Huey because we can't say his name properly, or we don't know how to. Does he mind that? Do you know?
I don't think he
mind
does.
If we call him Huey?
I don't think he does. I can teach you though if you want.
No. I prefer to just call him Huey. That's easy.
All right. So big shout out to Huey.
That's my boy. All right, dude. It was a pleasure. Thanks for jumping on, and thank you for the tournament once again.
No, thank you for taking the invitation, man. For taking the time. Appreciate it.
Yeah. I'll see you later, man.
I'll see you.